Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 we're back. Yes, who's back? Back again.
Back again.
All right, so, doesn't have, I'll have to take, let me take a fill on Palantir here so we can see the old position board load up right now and get going. We are short. Come on, Palantir, there it is. All right, now it should load up. All right, there it is, boom. All right, we're short Palantir. Check out this IBIT. Oh, damn, right now. IBIT, we just take something out there at 53.08. Shout out to 92.8. Right now, it's 92.6. I believe the high was 92.8 there and in around 93. Nice move up there. We take another piece out. This is the trade all day, baby. So we're still now at, and oh yeah. What up, BTCT? What's going on with you? I mean, we're just going to wait to see if it pops up. I now have like a couple percentage points left of this trade. We're able to get out just before we went over to the gym, did a couple of laps there. Again, that's 11 o'clock. We got out right there, right as we ended the show. Now we just have one little small piece left. It's like, I think it's like 3% left or something, just to hold out for the dream. I was actually talking to Wayne in the background, and he's like, dude, this trade was insane. And I'm like, thank you very much. He's just like, how do we, get more of these? And it's just like, you know what? This is what small cap is all about. You got to find the right names, hit them when they're there, and make money when available. And I feel like we definitely did that. It was really fun trading this all live with everybody here today. So that was a hell of a lot of fun. Thank you again. Over $6 in the money right there. Over $1.30 in the money here. And then you want to talk about having the ability to flip it up on its head. We were basically flat on Palantir. We went long again. We got stopped out. We got stopped out there on that first long, stopped out there on that second long. Then we went long again. That was okay. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Although Palantir is up today, there's, oh gosh, I got to take something out because look what we're at, Obi. We're at that 50-period moving average. So we'll take a piece out right there. But at the end of the day, I was noticing that, hey, why are the longs so hard to get, but the short is so easy? So what we wound up doing there was, obviously, I would have loved that to have been a short up there, but we were already long. So we went long off that bottom, long again right there. Once it broke here, I was like, scratch that. We're going to go short. Palantir is way easier to grab this short. So then we put the short on, and then boom goes the dynamite, able to hit this. I just had a meeting with eSignal. eSignal is going to be coming out. They're asking for our advice. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this. Reddit ain't here, so I'll talk about whatever I want. What's up, Satya? Don't apologize. I said what's up to you. They're working on something. I'm going to leave it at that. They're getting the input, and I think it's going to be hot fire. It has something to do with how we
Signal
trade.
is on its way.
And I'm working for everybody. I'm going to try to get this product going, and we're going to demo it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we talked out with top brass there over lunch. So we'll it was not over lunch, but between 1 to 2 was our meeting. And I said to me, my guy, I got to go. I got to be back on air right now. So we let that go. I just filled up a nice little coffee, put on yield makeup, phoned the wife right here from the desk. Nice. See how she's doing. She's getting ready. This is some sort of a Parmesan potato crispy thing that she's working on for tonight. So I'm very excited. She made this curried noodle dish last night. No meat though, tofu. It's all right. Carrots, like shredded carrots. What else was in there? I can't even, lost my mind. What's in there? Oh, onions, lots of things. The sprouts, bean sprouts. Okay. That's what I was looking for. What'd you have for dinner?
That sounds beautiful. I think what I had pizza. Yes. Pizza
pineapple or?
No, there's no pineapple. It was nice.
Oh, Neil gave an update. He didn't send any pictures, but he hellfire. What's up with that? Oh, here, I didn't do this before. What's up, Ozan, if he's around?
Cash cow.
What happened to our Bulls here? What were we talking about again? Stocks. Oh yeah, by the way, stocks only go up right now. Yeah, buy Dogecoin. That's a good one. Maybe we were possibly talking about that a little bit there. But no, I'm just excited about that product. I think it's going to be really interesting as we work to get more and more stuff to our viewers, right? And
Signal
I think that's going to be really exciting. And I mean, I use it all the time. The one thing that it's going to be similar to, you see how this has a trade rate here? I was telling the guys about this. I was like, if you drop down a hot list and you get these different options in here, the one that I really like is trade rate. And why? Because it's going to give you ideas on names that are just printing a lot right now. So Mara right now moving around, right? So we can click on that. NVDA, QUBT, like what is even that? That's moving around right now. What is that? QUBT. But this is the point, right? Here, quantum computing, exactly.
Wow, okay.
So look at
hello.
Look at Cube BT
What's
here.
going on
You
over
didn't
there?
know about that stock,
Oh, boy.
Come on, man. What are you even doing over here?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, quantum computing
Where can I get some
Inc. right now.
borrows?
Starting to go crazy. So I'm doing all that. Yeah, welcome to the show. Not just a pretty face, because good thing I'm not just that, because then that would be a fail. We're trying to work harder for everybody, and I'm trying to work harder for myself as well, right? The more opportunities we can find for ourselves and bring to everybody, you know, the more money we can all make as a group, and that's really what we all about over here at TTV. All right, Obi, any initial thoughts before we go over to Sharif?
Nothing much, man. I just, just watching some of this price action on the day here. Pretty crazy. Just waiting and watching. NQ and ES actually both broke day highs, but actually pulling back right now. So nothing else. Let's see what's going on with the list.
Loving that intro. Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every day. Obi and Sean, you saw, they're locked and loaded. They're ready to take the tickers as decided by you. So make sure to join us during that midday show and get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers, but only the top 5 make it on. So make sure you're getting your friends to vote your way. Guys, let's look at the triple Qs first, a little bit off the highs. Last time I looked, the Qs were up about 0.25%. Same thing for the ES, was up 1/3 last time I looked. Likewise with the Dow, it's the Rust that's just flat at the moment, was mostly red on the day after a big day yesterday for the Russell 2000. Let's have a look at the first name as decided by you guys, Tesla. Well, it's been making it onto the top a lot lately because it's been moving a lot. Today, flat right now, though, currently was red for most of the day, currently flat. There was this little tidbit, 2,400 recalls for the Cybertruck. It looks like there's a bit of an issue with the accelerator. Separately, obviously, Donald Trump announcing that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are going to head a new government agency called the Department of Government Efficiency. Just happens to be called Doge, guys.
It's good stuff. Some of this stuff can't be real, but yet it is. First of all, Palantir. Money. I don't know. I mean, here it's falling into the low of the day. Palantir. So let's just let it fall down. I mean, I hate saying that about this stock. I'm going to put another bid here at 48. 28 to see if we can get that bid. Tesla, Obi. So again, a name there today. I came back from the gym there, and you had mentioned to me Tesla ain't got no bid, and it didn't have one for a very, very long time. And right basically as we left the show, then it came back in, touches view up, comes back to this 328. But right now, I would say it looks like we're catching something down here. I don't know if it's a cold or what, but it's catching something at 327, 328 or so. So looks like for now, I don't think Tesla, I think Tesla goes lower. The futures right now, I mean, the trend is right here. It looks like you're going to try to break in. We are below the 50-period moving average, but we still are so far away from VWAP. So I could see sort of this afternoon be trending. I like the move back, and this is just a scalper mentality, and it is because I'm short Palantir, but long on IBIT here. But at the end of the day, it's this move down in. I think we can come into VWAP. So when I'm going to look at Tesla here, I would say let's try to stay short in and around where they already told us would they want to short it, right? Right here, right at VWAP, 332 and change. That's 333. I think it's a short into that level. So if we can build that position starting in and around 333, let's not get too worried about the exact prices. We want to be short into this area, in my opinion, as the trend looks like it wants to continue lower. Underneath the 50 period, underneath the 200 period. If you're going to look at a larger time frame with the 5-minute chart, not that this is a huge time frame or anything, but we're still trying to get underneath. And I just say this, Obi, am I allowed to say this? Oh boy.
Oh boy.
If we break that right now, this 325, gap fills are going to be happening right there on Tesla. So you break that 325. I definitely think we go right to 324 and then have a look there. You break that, it's a problem. So right now for me, Tesla remains the short. It's funny that it's still up on the day, so I'm not worried about it. It's still fine. I just thought with all of this rumbling there on Elon, and I don't know which way to think about this, to be honest with you. There was talk when he was invested or interested in, now he obviously owns Twitter, and people were wondering that, hey, is he spending too much time worrying about this asset and not worrying enough about, Tesla? Is he worrying too much about Starlink? What's he worried about with, the super tunnels and the super highways and all that kind of stuff, and crypto and all this random stuff? But still, Tesla continues to work. A great quarter there. We wait for robo-taxi. No surprise here that it's coming back in. A couple red days on the Trump trade. That is Tesla.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're allowed to say that oh boy there, Sean. And on the downtrend, like, yeah, look, when you were there, I was like, yeah, there's no bid. And I was just like, would you look at that? It's just crazy to the downside, back to back, right there, pre-market low break. And then, 322s, it found a bit of a bid, I guess, and broke trend. Now we're just going sideways, so nothing too crazy going on Tesla as of right now. We did have a bit of a breakout through this consolidation, which I guess was nice on some volume as well. But look at that, it's been kind of flagging down into this support here. So let's see, 328s with that wick low, 327. So interesting stuff here on Tesla. I think the move definitely off the open. This fade was quite nice, a bit of a continuation off of prior days levels as well here on Tesla.
We're almost $1 in the money. Like, Palantir continues to get lower. Like, I feel pretty good about that reversal spot there. I'm going to take out a little bit here, punch out some at 22. I just bid some 20s and missed it. So we'll see right now for Palantir. Again, still up that 2%, but I believe we can fall like a knife here. This made me nervous. When we fell $1.30 right there for no reason, I couldn't figure that out. We did rebound back into those spots, but now Palantir again. What goes up comes down. There's no doubt about that. And it looks like Palantir is having its day in the sun right now to the downside. So yeah, all right. By the way, that rundown thing there, that is like super legit. Who
the intro,
Fabian,
right?
who made that? Because that intro is worthy of accolades. I don't know how to do it, but I really like that. So my hat's off to the production team for that, because that was really nice. I actually want more of those. So whoever made it, sorry about that, but now you might have to make a couple more. All right, let's go back over to see what Sharif's talking about.
Nvidia striking a deal with Masayoshi Son's SoftBank for big boy GPUs. So they're selling them an undisclosed amount of their new Blackwell GPUs, which are going to be actually combined for the first time with the Grace architecture. The Grace architecture is an ARM-based CPU that they're actually incorporating with the Blackwell GPU. It'll be the first time it was launched. Again, we don't know how much this contract is worth because they didn't disclose the amount being sold, guys. But Nvidia selling off on the news anyway, down 0.75% after coming close to all-time highs.
I didn't. So there's a chat up there right now. So I posted that. I actually closed it. What are the numbers on that chat? You still have it open?
Are you in
I don't know.
crypto?
I dismissed the poll. I don't know how I can.
Here,
what are the numbers
we can
like?
take a
there?
look here. So
vote. Just vote.
Boom.
Okay. Now what are the numbers?
50,
this is what I don't
50.
understand.
With 300 votes.
Can you believe that number? Can you believe that half of the audience is not invested in crypto? Is that
realistic? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Why would people? I know out of the people watching right now. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Half the people watching right now. If you would have asked me about that number, I would have said like 75-25. I thought involved, like at least 3/4 of the audience involved in crypto. Of course, I'm not involved in crypto. I'm involved in crypto. Okay, so Nvidia right now, we've been involved. Look, not only am I involved in crypto, I own horses. What was those NFT horses called again? Do you know how horses. Many? Yeah, people will know. My wife will know. She was like, "Oh, we got to get these. We got to get stable going through there." You know how much? You know how many ETH I lost? Like, do you know how many these? What were they called, man? And oh, by the way, I own also. No, someone will know what it was called there. I'm also involved in the NBA Top Shots. I have a bunch of NBA Top Shots that at one point were fun to trade, except for when you look back and figure out. Oh, I do have a hoodie. I do have my jacket. Oh, I do have a Meta World Peace NFTs. What was I doing? Well, I wear it all the time, man. It's a spring jacket, my guy. It's zero degrees outside, Sharif. Okay. All right. So, Nvidia. I know I really do like that. But the thing is, out of everything, at least I got a jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a cool jacket.
All of those, right? That jacket.
It might have been a pricey, jacket, but you know.
I'm gonna find out.
It's like
if those horse things are still running, I'm gonna find out what not pudgy penguins. Didn't Justin Bieber buy like? Well, everyone did. First of all, I own property right beside Snoop Dogg. No, I don't. But remember that there was those And okay, let's go over to Nvidia here really quickly. There was property. Snoop Dogg was buying up all those NFT. You could have like a house beside him and grow weed or something. But anyways, that's all fake. All right, so Nvidia right now, wasn't GME in NFTs? Maybe that's what's
maybe they got into it. I think like everybody was getting into NFTs. You know, it was kind of like a boom.
Were those NFT horses called? Asking my wife. We'll get an instant response here. All right, so I really liked Nvidia today. I wrote down 147 as a possible hold spot. The reason why, here we go. She's answering me as we speak. Zed Run. ZED Run, Zed Run. It's ridiculous, but you guys look it up. It probably still exists. All right, so right down there, 146.50. Look, sometimes trading isn't super hard. It's a little off when you're wrong, but Nvidia will be a flat stock today, and the reason is that we did not look long enough. Yesterday, this 146.50, we actually had this long and how good it was all the way back. Wow. We are now officially $1 in. Palantir is coming in. Palantir is coming in nicely. But that 146.50, it still remains trying to hold it. But look at this drop down here, 145.90. Like, you're going to have to give these things 40 to 50 to 60 cents. So all we're trying to do is learn here. And honestly, those bids, pretty nice for NVDA. So I still like this stock here coming back in. I like the long. I don't like the short, but today, down 0.95. Unfortunately, I think the short is right. So we're going to have to wait for a bump up into this 147.50, 148 area before we execute on that one. And oh boy, we got a little bit of a face slapper right now. As John Travolta's like, hey, dude, I thought you liked Palantir. Yeah. I do. I do. Yeah. But, we'll take a Royale with cheese. And right here, it's a nice move down to the downside, 61. Oh, that's officially $1. We're short at 62.04. So we'll take a couple pieces out right now on PLTR and see how low can we go. Nvidia, and then I almost think AMD might be a better trade, but we'll talk about that as the show goes. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. This thing cannot get past this 150 as of right now. Again, I was curious to know if today is going to be the day that we get past that 150 all-time highs on Nvidia. We can see that Friday it tried a couple of times, pre-market and off the open. We sold off aggressively again on Monday, Tuesday again, yesterday 140, 149 60s, and then 149 60s again. Today is the high of day, so a bit of a hold there on I guess a held offer, I guess you can say, in and around that 150 as of right now on a higher time frame. So let's see whether we kind of trade back kind of into the range. That's what I'm asking. Is this now a range because we're holding these tops as highs and maybe a little bit of a bid down here in the 140, 144s, 145s? I have no idea, but catching a bit of a sell going into the end of the day right now, lower highs. And Trade the Pool. Trade the Pool allows traders like you to get evaluated and trade real shares using the company's capital with no PDT rule holding you back. That's a real edge in trading. Here's the exciting part. Trade the Pool has just launched a limited edition program for stock traders. For a one-time fee of $97, you will receive $20,000 in buying power. All you need to do is reach the profit goal. The best part, this limited edition program now has a reduced profit goal and a fewer minimum trades required to reach the funded phase. Plus, the profit split is upgraded. Keep 70% of the profits. Don't miss the chance to explore this limited offer. Join now for free. The link is in the description.
AST Space Mobile, no catalyst, so likely running up with Rocket Labs or in sympathy to Rocket Labs. Again, no catalyst, up 20%. Give you some details on this one. About a 34% short float, about 120 million share float, guys. Coming off the high, still up 20% though.
But just real quick right now, we are falling back in for IBIT. Like, remember I said this, and again, I try to pride on telling you guys, how much position we have left and so on and so forth, because I talked about this. I think that's important to know that. Remember I said we had like 1 or 2% left of IBIT? Well, that's what we did have left. So right now, as it comes back in, right into this level again, we're going to try to see if we can support it. We've already been back down here. So right now I'm long at 62. We've averaged it in. My stop right now to get out of every single thing that we have is a break of 51.30. So it looks like That's probably going to come in right now. I was watching out for that 90,000 marker. So here's 5130. It's right here. So it's kind of like these levels that I'm looking at. If we can't hold that, then we bounce on Bitcoin. Look what's happening right now to BTC. It is really getting clocked. I mean, this is a nice move down. 93 down 3,000. Like it's really just shows you what can happen here. You grind basically the whole move, you grind up, right? Take out levels, grind, and then all of a sudden, boom, it grinds you back into the downside. Wow, Palantir, is there, well, who's over there? Sharif, is there news? Well, you're busy. I don't know if there's news on Palantir right now, but Palantir is absolutely cracking to the downside. So we're going to get rid of, sorry, I don't mean to get rid of that one. I'm going to get rid of Bitcoin. I'm going to let you talk about ASTS, so nothing new right there. Okay, here we go. Back up to the upside on IBIT, and it's starting to go upside now as well. So we just averaged into this position. Oh boy, Obi, we got a decent spot here right now. As we rip up another dime, we'll see if we can get going there. But this is what Palantir is doing. Palantir is going to be, I said that we were having ourselves a day, and we are, right? But I did not think that Palantir was going down this low. It's a nice move to the downside right there. We had that BTC name that was our #1 stock for the day, but Palantir is trying to take that over right now as we feel more comfortable trading bigger shares on Palantir than that BTCT name, of which we have $7 in the money. But right now, Palantir is coming in, and the futures aren't really doing anything. Let's take advantage of this. We are bidding right now 80s. We got that out. We're now bidding something in the 70s, a little bit lower than where we are right now. And oh boy, are we doing it again. It's Hydration Nation. It's everything going right now. IBIT going back up there now to the upside. Yeah, let's go. We are here, baby. We are in the building now, Obi. Nice little move upside for IBIT. Good bottom take. And again, remember I said to you what we're trying to do. And I appreciate all the comments in the chat. It is what it is. But I'm sitting here every day just being normal. This is how I trade. Oh, we catch these trades sometimes. Sometimes we miss them. And geez, it's a hot dog kind of, I mean, that's it again on IBIT right there. Like cash out the top, buy the bottoms. Like, okay, we're having a good time right now. Let's leave it at that. Why don't we go over ASTS, or you can just skip right over to Rocket Labs because it's not even on there.
Okay, if you want me to do that,
No,
sure.
no, whatever you have ASTS.
I mean, yeah, I have ASTS open right here. A bit of a, I mean, I wasn't really watching this ticker to begin with, but it seems like it's broken this shelf that we've been kind of holding for, I guess, the past almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours, attempting to push some fresh highs. But you can see the volumes kind of has died out a little bit there. We're starting to get that selling coming in off of that shelf break. I guess that's all I can see over here on ASTS. We can talk about Rocket Lab as well if you want me to. All right, so yeah, no.
Just had a little song.
Yeah, he had a bit of a song there.
I feel like if you don't do it, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah. So a little bit of a strong drive that we had off of the open there. Now we're just consolidating underneath VWAP as of right now. This is kind of that pre-market area as well, but a bit of a shelf happening. Tight consolidation nonetheless. We have kind of given back a decent amount of this morning's levels here. Some strong wicks from the morning session down at 1940s. Maybe confluence with that early morning high as well, but a little bit sideways here. Underneath VWAP right now. So let's see what this thing does going into the close. I guess I am sitting a bit short right now, but we'll keep it tight. Let's see what it does going into the close. Bless you.
Got it. All right. SMCI?
All right, before we get to that, guys, new headline here. NBC projecting that the Republicans will take the House. We kind of already knew that it was going to be the thing. Now they're actually projecting that, so keep an eye out for anything that could run. Separately, I was speaking to Adara off camera. It looks like there's a lot of social media talk about shorting Palantir. I was looking at my computer to look at the change in the short interest. It did decrease somewhat, but still around 60 million shares, or that was the last data point that we got. Now to SMCI. What can you say about this one? 4 3/4 in the negative as it continues to bleed. We are talking about possibly this company being delisted off the NASDAQ if they do not report, I believe, by the 15th. Separately, they did have a contract canceled by YTL Corp out in Asia for umpteen amount of Blackwell servers that were supposed to find their way. In addition to that, if they do get delisted off the NASDAQ, they're going to owe to their bondholders about $1 3/4 billion that will be due, guys. Could have an effect on their balance sheet.
Okay, SMCI.
Look, it's over. I don't, not that it's over as a stock. I mean, just the story's out there. And I think, oops, we need to, there it is, SMCI. We need to just be going short. I mean, it was a short idea for us today. I had written it down on the sticky note, wherever that is, right here, that we like $22. All right, IBIT really ran up there. We covered some at 52, so just FYI on that one. Yeah, so again, this is probably a candidate right now for the breaker, right? Because if this does break this, you're underneath everything and you have the momentum to get even lower than where we are right now. So you do not want to be delisted off the NASDAQ. That's going to be obviously a huge problem, as just almost said Brendan, as Sharif just mentioned out right there. So I would be very, very careful with this name. And in fact, I like the way this is setting up underneath the 50 period, underneath the 200. Momentum definitely downside. Are there going to be better names to short? I don't know. You're down 5% right now. The only fear when you trade names like this, and again, fear is not something that I have right now, is just the fact that the news is already out there. You know, like you're talking about, it's not like you're going to get a delisting warning again. We already have that news. We already know the dates. We already know everything. Everything's already sort of, you know, piled in right now. So that's where you kind of worry that why isn't it down even more than this? But at the end of the day, the rise and fall of SMCI remains pretty epic. I have to show the E-signal chart because ours won't show the split adjusted move right there. But this is it right there, right? 48, huge move down to $20. This is when the whistleblowers, this is when Ernst & Young and everything, we were trading it live on the show when this happened. I mean, you're right back to, we can call up weekly supports or anything. I mean, we can just, you know, as, again, my guy Sharif always says over there, I've never used this terminology before, but we could wax poetic about what we're underneath. And right now we are well underneath all these levels for SMCI and looking to break. This goes back to July or May of 2023. We're already underneath it. I think we go lower. SMCI for me is a break and take. So I'm going short if we break the 52-week low, which is, well, we have it as 2020, but I'm going to take this 2060 break right here. Good enough for me right there. 2060 break, I'm taking that.
Yeah, no, this thing has been a nice little downtrend. We're getting more of that selling coming in today after an attempt at, I guess, an attempt at a bid. But look at that, we're pushing into some of these prior lows here, so potentially some support turned resistance from prior days. Here, 2175s is, I guess specifically 2179 is the high a day right now. Trading pretty much near low a day. We're about to break down. So a breakdown into some fresh lows is what SMCI is looking like. Now, we only have about an hour and a half left in the trading day. And I have this alert down here. Earnings reaction lows, earnings day one lows. That's where we're pushing up into. 2020 is that low on SMCI. Not too far away from that one.
So I am, just as an update to everybody right now, I am panicking to get shorts. So right now, okay, it's nothing. It costs absolutely nothing. 20 cents for 1,000 shares. So we're going to hit submit on this one and get ready to go. We are paying for shorts right now for SMCI. So now, good. Now we're locked and loaded. Good. We got those bullets right now. So we're ready to go here on SMCI. So if it does break that level, we're in. Breaking through 2060, we're in. So 5 more cents, we're going to be in. Did I say that already? All right, IBIT has pulled all the way back. So we did get out of more than half up there as it ripped right into here. Actually, a little bit less than half, I think. I'll have to figure out how many shares we did have. But right now, IBIT coming back down a little bit there. Doesn't look like it wants to break that 91,000, but we'll have to wait to see. Obviously, it's a living, breathing animal here, crypto. So we'll give it another second to go. I'm going to put another offer up here at 5180, 5190. If we can get something there, I think that would be worth going. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk and see about Amazon.
The good times continue to go on for Amazon, up to almost third right now, about a quarter. Look, there was a couple of headlines today. This one, really the one that I really focused on a lot, Temu. They're looking at launching a Temu competitor, which is basically low-priced goods. They are going to be shipping from China, so they will be able to, use that $800 tariff circumvention that Temu and Shein and the others have been using as well. So we'll keep tabs on that. Separately, there was this headline. I don't think this is really market moving here. Amazon shuts down a secret project to develop fertility tracker, reports CNBC, guys. But yeah, off the highs of the day, but still in green.
This is insane. Like I'm sorry to be off the cuff a little bit here, but like IBIT just went up again. So we'll go props. Like it just did this exact move again. Like we could have just bought, this would have been the third time that we would have been able to buy this dip. I mean, we want to talk about making money here. Like that would just fell right into our lap again, right there on IBIT. Like I am so glad that we have these products here. You can trade GBTC, IBIT. There's a few other ones. HODL is another one. But yeah, for right now, Bitcoin continues to be quite impressive. All right, a name that used to be wow, Palantir. I mean, this short right now, running things to the downside right now into the short. All right, a name that's near and dear to your heart, Obi. What do you got to say about Amazon?
Amazon is looking nice here. I didn't really have eyes on it earlier, but a very strong trend to the upside. Since off the open, you see that it kind of claimed VWAP in and around 10:30, 10:45, and broke that opening range high. Made a bit of a pullback into this 212s right here for a continued push up, but it seems like we're taking a bit of a pullback here. We can see the market is also kind of breaking trend, definitely a bit of a trend break here on the ES. Again, just simply drawing a couple of, there it is already. I drew it in a little earlier there, so I just had that off. So right there. So we've already kind of broken this trend. I think 214s, but this is a bit of a chase for me right now. This could come into VWAP. That's usually what I'm looking for. But if we make some higher lows as well, and that bid is just slowing down going into the end of the day, again, it depends on what it's showing us, right? It could show us multiple different things, but as of right now, some straight selling coming in back to back. These are 15-minute candles. There's 13 minutes left on this candle to print, but already it started to sell off quite extensively, about the same length as the past two red candles there, 15 minutes on Amazon. So that's what I got on look there. I see that you're already kind of short.
I mean, I'm just short Palantir. I mean, the thing about this IBIT is it's giving me a little bit of ways. We talked about that and trying to feel out what's going on with some of these names. So I'm going to get out some more now on IBIT. Like that was just a dramatic. Now we have way less than half. We have about a third left now, as we did cover some of that on the way back up. So we're just kind of like, I know it's 232. Like generally speaking, I like to be a little bit longer, a little bit earlier, and hold for a little bit more. But 4 o'clock is still so far away. It's just watching this Bitcoin is giving me a little bit like just don't know where it's going. We'll wait to see. I mean, I could easily see this crack through that 90,000 again. Yeah. I mean, if we're just going to have a quick little look here, we've been looking at the 1 minute chart. That's not going to tell us too much, but we just had a couple, we resisted it there and then a couple times more. Like if we break that 90, that's 89 flat. Like, I don't know. We kind of just went straight up from there. So, looking for some support. I'm not sure where it comes if we break it. So we've already bounced off there a couple times. Let's make sure to take out a little bit of profit there. Looks like 91.3 has been sort of the high. Again, this is just a 1 minute chart. That might not be enough for a lot of people. I mean, this is just day trading, right? I don't think we need no panic to sell any of your Bitcoin on a daily move like this. But there it is right there, 89. So that's 90. So this is 90. So you break this. That's that's only 88.8, so that's $200 down. Then you get a little lower move. So we'll wait to see what happens now for Bitcoin. I still want to hold it, but it is making much more nervous than the Palantir. The Palantir trade, we're getting lighter and lighter on it, obviously, as you can see. So we have about a little bit less than 10% left on this deal. So we'll wait to see where it goes. And then the other trade looking at was Nvidia, but I don't know if we're going to get back to VWAP. I still like the short as long as we're underneath the 50-period moving average. I said we're going to make our way into VWAP. We got halfway there, and now we're trying to revert back in. So so happy with everything here today. Just looking to make a little bit more trades and get something that's cooking. So looks like IBIT. Remember where our out is. I'm gonna put on 10% more. That's it. So now we have about 20% of a position here on IBIT. Well, there it goes. So we're going to give it one more shot. There's 90. It's you can see on my screen right now. Forget about even watching IBIT. I have the offer breaking 30s. So if we break 30s, that should be close enough to this level right there of 90,000. I'm only talking about it because it's right here. So if we break below there, I just don't want to be caught up in all this, because if I don't get out at 30, then we're going to get out like that's 51. Not worth giving up 30 cents. So we'll wait for it. If it works, guys. If it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't. So we're going to wait for that as it comes through. But right now, IBIT, that's my position. We are long at 50. Sorry, we are long at 51s. So a breakthrough of 30 necessarily isn't the end of the world. It'll be a 20-cent hit. We just scalped out 20 cents right there. So I like the stock. I like the trade. Let's see where we go right now with IBIT. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm working on. I know you have Rocket
Okay.
Lab. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just watching this Rocket Lab here. It's like chopping around this $20 level as of right now. But yeah, no, I wanted to run through some of the tickers that have been doing some decent volume on the day here. So we can just run through those together here. Because I'm just like, where's the next trade? I'm not really seeing too much. Things are kind of selling off here. But let's see what some of the top volume leaders are up to. So Nvidia, obviously, today is the top of the list there. Attempts to break, like we talked about it earlier, attempts to break that 150. Can't really get that. No real follow through on that level just yet. A bit of a held offer on a multi-day frame. Rocket Labs, again, second most traded on the day today, and consolidating underneath VWAP after selling off quite extensively in terms of giving back a decent amount of those morning gains here. Taking a bit of a slowdown on that sell at this prior level where we did kind of find a bit of a bid all the way from 1944. As we can see, that anchored VWAP was a bit of a level in the morning, but as of right now we're just holding below it. So let's see what we do relative to some of these prior levels on Rocket Lab. Tesla as well. Tesla. Third volume leader, pretty heavy to the downside. Again, we said that prior day's levels pretty much rejected. Some of these are anchored relative to I guess some of these tops and some of these bottoms as well. The gap up on Tesla last week as well off of the elections. Those are kind of the anchors that I have put on here. But we are trading much lower, pretty much in a downtrend off of some of those highs. That intraday high was 358 and some change right here on Monday. 358.63 I have on this chart over here. So Tesla with a bit of a backside move coming into the beginning of the week, or it's beginning of the week right now. Rivian as well. They had some overnight news there with more of a deal with Volkswagen, and off the open, I guess it was very beautiful as that drive came in pretty clean. Let's go take a look at the 15-minute chart. Damn. Actually, no, let's take a look at the 3-minute chart here. So yeah, pre-market high break on Rivian. Wow, that's super clean right there. I'm curious to know what the tape looked like on that. But pretty much sideways and giving up a decent amount of the volume. Look at that volume drop off, man. Absolutely crazy. Not really doing anything too crazy as of right now, though. But Mara, we know that Bitcoin's in a bit of a push, but a lot of these crypto tickers are on the fade. But now something to note: IBIT, not so much, right? Or earlier it was not so much. Now it's really coming in there. I guess I hadn't taken a look at it since about 1:30 or 1 o'clock, 1:30. So it was pretty much following Bitcoin there. But yeah, no, a lot of other tickers like MSTR and Amara and Riot, they gave up a lot of their gains earlier on in the day. So IBIT was following that Bitcoin move a little bit closer here. So I guess we've been fading off on that one there. What do we have here? Lucid Motors. So Lucid Motors doing some decent volume on the day as well. About 69 million shares traded. This ticker's been kind of chilling in this $2 area for a few days, so nothing too crazy. We know that Palantir is in and around its all-time highs, and we actually hit those this morning. Kind of a consolidation tops at 63s right there. So we did push past 63s, got to 39s, and look at these retests, man. Consolidation. Bit of a level here at 63s. Finally kind of grabs that piece, goes all the way to 63.20s for a flush down all the way to back to 60. So back through low day, back through pre-market levels, pretty much now sitting on top of prior day's highs on Palantir. So what's going on with you, Sean?
No. Fabian was just telling me that the poll's actually at 50-50 right now, and I'm like, what? How does that even make any sense?
50-50.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With 1,000 people. That's
1,000 people. So half.
You tell me only half
are involved in crypto. That is wild to me. Wild. Like, I just think that crypto is something that, and again, it's like I said that comment about Sharif last week, and then he comes in and tells me he got in basically the day I made that comment. It was just like, if you believe in it, it's worth taking a little bit of a shot. Remember, you don't have to buy full, and anyways, there's my stop bet on IBIT. So, I mean, I don't have to, I don't think we have to tell people this, but you could just buy, parts of Bitcoin or parts of, I guess you could buy parts of IBIT. I'm not sure actually if this is one of those stocks that they divide up and you can buy part shares in. But anyways, that's just I'm surprised by that stat. So that's interesting to me to hear that. So again, congratulations to anybody that's in Bitcoin over the last little while. It's been a good one. We are now $2 in the money on Palantir. we celebrated before that it was $1 in the money. Now it's $2, and I mean this is the stock for me. It's too bad about that IBIT that dropped off there. You had mentioned that you hadn't looked at it in a minute. We had looked at IBIT. I mean, I again like the stock here, but at the same time we were very, very cautious of that level breaking, and it's just sometimes you use that example there today. To me, you talked about the beach ball effect there.
Oh, yeah.
When you keep on pushing it down into the water, and eventually it pops back up and blows up in front of you there, and you take one to the face. Well, that would be
That's what squeezes are made of.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be an example there. So I just didn't want this to get kept on pushing the bottom here of IBIT and of Bitcoin of 90,000, and then I'm stuck there holding the bag when said coin continues to tank. So it would be the opposite of it blowing up, but just the pressure of it keeping down. Once eventually that breaks, then how low can we go? And I just didn't want to be holding that and quite frankly, giving everything back. I mean, we wouldn't have given everything back, but at the end of the day, a losing trade is a losing trade, and we didn't want to have that on board there for IBIT. So we'll get out there for that 20-cent hit on not even that much. We reloaded it at 40s. Looks like 46, 47, and then out right there on the break of 30. So yeah, about 15 to 20 cents worth of a hit there on IBIT. So that sucks. We did wind up giving some back. There is no doubt about that. All right, on to the next, right? That's what this show's all about. So what about the futures? So right now the Nasdaq's coming back in. And by the way, I don't really, I just make calls based on what I see. When we started the show, what did I say we were going? I said I thought the trend was going to be down, which is why we held this Palantir. And I said we could probably move into VWAP. So guess what? We're moving into VWAP right now. So as we move into VWAP, again, we'll pat ourselves on the back a little bit for that and for the hold on Palantir. It didn't work for Bitcoin, obviously, as that fell through, but it worked for Palantir. It's working for the market right now, and that was a nice fallback into VWAP. So if we're going to look at the TQQs, I think we could buy VWAP. So that would be something very interesting for me to maybe potentially look at right now as the next trade would be to buy something in and around VWAP for the TQQ. So that's like this 8180 area. So let's see what it does. I'd rather be wrong and miss it. So what I mean by that is let's just see what it does. I don't want to necessarily sit here and get run over. Let's see the reaction of the stock to VWAP. So that's what we're going to look for right now. Palantir continues to go. I mean, I don't even know what's wrong with Palantir right now. Maybe there's absolutely nothing wrong, but we are pulling back in. Sorry, that's still Nvidia. We are pulling well in now on Nvidia. We just broke 60. We talked about this as a key level yesterday. Let's take another piece out. There it goes, man. Palantir. It's not going to take over BTCT because this was an incredible move and an incredible name today for me. But we've made a little more than half of our net on BTCT on Palantir. And this just looks like we're planting flowers here, but honestly, this looks ridiculous. We're just getting out like 3, 4, 5% at a time. I don't have the strongest conviction.
You're buying every price there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
I'm just kind of just layering it out there. I didn't know where it would stop, so, pardon me? Yeah, sure. Right now? Oh, in a second there. Obi, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just kind of, again, market's taking more of a pullback here. Tesla's coming right back in. 325's trading right now on Tesla. So that's what I have on watch, just kind of looking for the next trade. Like I said, some of these reversions, I guess I missed. I was looking for that reversion on the spider there earlier today, and that came in, I guess, in and around 2 o'clock. So kind of missed that one there. That one's taking a real pullback as of right now. A Bitcoin on the pullback as well. Softy as well. Oh boy, Softy is bouncing off of one of my alerts. So interesting stuff there. Amazon on a bit of a trend break there. We covered that a little earlier.
I want to introduce a new discovery on the NASDAQ. It's ticker WKSP. It's Worksport. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP. Discover the future of clean energy with Worksport. So that's Worksport, WKSP. Let me have a quick look to see what exactly Worksport is doing. All right, 90 cents. So nice move up here on Worksport. If you come over to the screen, Fabian, so there it is. There's the product. I think it's pretty awesome. We've had these guys on the show before. Worksport looks like it's trying to break higher right now. So good job, Worksport. I mean, we've been talking about this for a minute. Down to 42 cents, up to 86. Good job there as it continues to climb a little bit higher. WKSP, Worksport, go check them out. What's up? What's TV?
TV.
Government. Who is that? Arnold? Okay.
Oh, nice.
Arnold, get to the chopper, he's telling everybody right now, because we've got Bitcoin. I mean, by the way, that helipad that I keep telling Adair that I'm building on my house, I'm not.
Yep.
Building a helipad there. I did not get the approval. I did not get the permits to do that, so there is no helipad.
There was no truck bringing in materials over the weekend.
I am building a Hyperloop, though. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, for me and Ramin, we're gonna get.
Where's that? Where are you connecting to?
Just her place and my place. We
Okay,
get to work
true.
faster.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah, here. Yeah, of course. Here, then to our houses, you know. And it's going to be, the thing is, Obi, I'm sorry to tell you this, but fingerprint enabled and stuff. You're not like only certain people able to ride that thing. It is what it is. I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? So shout out to Ramin there as well, as we work on that Hyperloop. But that's another thing. Like Elon just has his hands into everything these days. Right now, including DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiencies. All right, Tesla. So we had talked about a nice downside move here for Tesla. We want to get shorter. We weren't able to do that. Tesla continued. Oh man, that cracking of the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all good. My eldest there, my 12-year-old, soon to be 13. Holy crap. He cracks his knuckles all the time, and it's like I'm in the car trying to talk to him or something. He's like, and I was like, ah. But anyways, yeah, good. How does that make I've never been one to do that. Is that like, people crack their knuckles all the time? Like, is it like just a...
I don't know. It just feels like, I feel like, I don't know, a little tense sometimes.
Right,
so I'm just like,
okay.
it like loosens up a little bit.
Yeah. No, all good. Do as many times as you want. It's just one of those things. All right. Do I think it's going to be a lot of selling since Chill Vibes when Bitcoin hits 100K? No. So I take a little bit of a different view on all of this. Like Bitcoin finally now has so many tailwinds, you know, because like President Trump has come in and said, bye-bye Gensler. You know, he was speaking at the crypto conventions in Miami, all over. I think another one in Philadelphia. You know, was all over the place here promoting this, talking, and now has Elon Musk involved. Now has here, we could talk about IBIT. I don't know, whatever, we'll just look at this. Wow, yeah, we got stopped out at 51.30, so that was basically the bottom. All right, all this kind of talk, for crypto to all of a sudden stop now, like, sure, will there be selling at it? I mean, do you count this as, does this count as selling at 90,000 here? I mean, if we're gonna look back and we're gonna go like for a 30-minute chart, like, is this considered like, oh, we got to 90 and then we sold a little bit? Like, to me, that's not that much of a sell-off considering where we're coming from. So to answer the question a little bit better, let me just look at, and this is to chill vibes again. Like on daily charts, we generally look at 200 period moving averages, right? As a place to dip by. The 200 period, I have no idea. The 200 period moving average is at $64,000. Like that's not, the people are gonna come in and dip by well before $64,000. If they don't, they don't. But that would be my idea. So even if we get up to 100 and sell off, like I don't think we go anywhere near any of these support levels. I think maybe you sell off a couple grand. I mean, as an example here, breaking, so we tried to break, I mean, that's 75, I guess. Obviously, it faded out, but it went back to 62, 63, so that's about 10,000 off of that. The other major milestone we hit, and I guess 80, we didn't really look at it, but it broke 80, didn't even come back. Broke 90, we just showed you as we zoomed in. That broke back about 3,000 or so. So here's 90. There's the move back into 80, 86, 87. So $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So I don't know, 10% pullback. I mean, Obi, you have an opinion on that? Like, I mean, I don't.
I have no idea. Man.
I have no idea either. But I just think logically, I could see a pullback. I mean, look, if Nvidia breaks 150, can it pull back 10% off that to 135? Yeah, good.
Sure, yeah.
Doesn't mean that the trend has stopped. I mean, pullbacks are somewhat healthy. You're going to need people to get out, get rid of those weak hands so that people can buy back and hold it. So, I mean, we had a story about, what was it, 80% of the Bitcoins are still stuck in major wallets. Like, they're not going anywhere.
Yep.
So I think the people that are trading it will be people that are just in and out, programs and things like that. But generally speaking, the thousands and thousands of coins that are being held in these wallets are being tracked. And until you hear something about somebody major dumping it, I think we're okay for Bitcoin at that 100,000. But there it is. Yeah, see people saying 88K for a pullback. Yeah, that would be fine to me. I think a pullback at 10%, we load it up. Joe said yesterday that if it pulled back to 84 grand would be a spot. So I guess he was commenting on 90. So again, that's a pullback about 7-8% there.
I think the thing you do have to consider is just go back and look at how the pullbacks in the past have been
Exactly.
on crypto, and I think that the volatility is definitely a little bit more significant. But you'd have to go look at what it's done in the past in terms of like percent moves, and I think you'd get a better idea of how much of a pullback that it's capable of doing. I have no idea what it can or cannot do, but yeah, no. Sometimes I think you're right as well. A lot of it's like locked up, and like again, just like anything that you trade, all it takes is like one whale to be like, all right, well, I want to get out of this, right? I don't know if that's how it'll happen, but again, it only takes one trader, right? That's something that's been said before.
I'm getting some out here on Palantir.
I have no idea, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's my answer. If it does pull back, yeah, sure. It can pull back significantly, and that's perfectly fine in the bigger picture. We've seen it do 50% pullbacks. We've seen it do 60% pullbacks, right? So it's like, okay, well, where's your stop?
I'm not sure anybody's going to be wrong. It's just a matter of like basically kind of like trying to pick your poison a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And which levels are you comfortable buying yourself, and which levels are you not? And I think that once you can answer those questions, then it's just a matter of the holding game, right? Because it depends if you are trading it to trade it or trading it to hold it, right? And that's the other thing. That's part of the magic of crypto. Is it seems like the hodlers have been definitely winning, as have the traders. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of bots and whatnot and programs that specifically run algorithms regarding crypto. So I think that's something that's important to figure out. I was hitting keys there. We got some out there at 31s on Palantir. You might have heard me doing that. We just put a dip there into 60.30. So Obi, are you ready?
Yeah.
And let's go.
So we got some exciting news from Vinfast. VFS is the ticker, Vietnamese pure-play electric vehicle manufacturer. The company has just secured substantial financial backing to supercharge its growth. Vingroup, Vietnam's largest private conglomerate, is committing a hefty $1.4 billion by 2026. But that's not all. Vinfast founder and CEO Pham Nhat Vuong is stepping up with a personal injection of $2.1 billion, reinforcing his belief in the company's bright future. This funding isn't just a show of confidence, it's a strategic boost designed to power Vinfast's path to break even by 2026. This move by Vingroup and Mr. Vuong underlies their strong support to Vinfast's long-term success. And there's more. Vingroup is converting $3.3 billion of its existing loans into non-voting preference shares, easing Vinfast's financial obligations and giving its balance sheet a serious lift. Vinfast.
I like that, Obi. Thank you, Obi, for that one. Yeah, Vinfast, another interesting name. We've seen moves happen with Rivian. We've seen all of these stocks continue to sort of light some fire here in the market. Not so much Tesla these days, but there's Rivian. Rivian was at its highs today. Remember, Rivian closes that Volkswagen deal, so good on them. And at the highs today, it looks like it was trading up to $13. Little bit, slight, as they may say, slight pullback right now in RIVN as it continues its move a little lower now on Rivian. This could be a breaker. Hey, whatever happened to my SMCI trade? I thought we were trying to, all right, it didn't break, so did not break yet. This could be something to look at, no? Here for not for Vinfast, for SMCI, I mean, that level held. Now we can maybe short the 200 period moving average. I mean, this has been something that we've liked, although the market seems to be coming back up. What's IBIT doing now? Bad out for me on IBIT there. Palantir, though, good cover there. Yeah, SMCI, I think that this could be a decent short opportunity to get back in here on SMCI. So maybe we'll have a quick look here to see if there's anything going on. Shorting in and around 2085 for SMCI could definitely be something that we look at. So maybe we'll have a quick look over there on SMCI. So $20.88. I like it. You can give it up to 21. That makes sense, right? 12 worth of risk there should give us some sort of smoke there. So I like that play. We could see what does now happen with SMCI, you know, back up into 2085. I'm going to put an offer there and see if we can't catch that. So that's going to be on my mind there, 2085 for SMCI. Palantir, I'm just going to let it go. We only have 5% left of Palantir. So as that continues to go down, that's fine. I'm going to try this short, 20.85 for a starter position. We'll take an average in and around 21 if it happens. Not give it that high, maybe give it to that little wick there, 21.15 or so. So my stop area is going to be around 21.15. So trying to properly associate the right amount of risk on that trade. So yeah, man, so far so good. Palantir continues to go down. Gold down today, GLD down. Bitcoin up, so this could be, I don't think we got to change a guard here. I still like the gold trade, but we've seen the US dollar. We've talked a little bit about that as that gives back a little bit. Look at the gold. Gold's really fallen off here after that Trump election. Nice move to the downside, 260 top, back into 235. Maybe soon I got to talk to somebody about this. Well, Michael Noss on the show on Friday. We'll see what he wants to talk about with gold, because down to the 200 period goes all the way back to August. If you can get something there, I like that trade, a little bit of a diversification. So if you missed the gold run up, I mean, it is starting to move around even more now. GLD coming back into the downside.
I'm still kind of watching this Rocket Lab. I did get a little aggressive there in and around this 20, but price is really compressing pretty tightly here in and around this 20 mark. So I guess, like I said, I got a little aggressive, but keeping it pretty tight, covering most of it right away when it's not going. I'm looking for that continuation to the downside. But again, if it's going to consolidate tightly like this, feels like I'm, this is crazy. It feels like I'm trading like a buyout or something. This is so tight right now relative to what it was doing earlier, kind of pushing multiple dimes at a time here on Rocket Lab. But this consolidation, let's see, I think if and when it makes like a decisive move on the break of this consolidation, then maybe I'm more than willing to get more aggressive into it going into the close here. So, because again, we've given back a decent amount of the morning's gains. I'm just looking for to see if which direction we pick. This consolidation is, whoa, here we go right there.
What's happening?
It's breaking down now. 78's coming in, so the consolidation break, as I'm speaking of it, 71s is the low of that consolidation. This low right now, this candle low, is 76s, so we got a little crushed on that right there. In terms of the bid, is what I mean, getting crushed. So as soon as I said that, there's a wipe of the bid. That's absolutely wild. So I guess I did get, I got out of a decent chunk there as it kind of consolidated in about a 5 to 10 penny range here. But it's finally coming in. Let's see if we can get a crack down. Again, in terms of, I guess, moving averages. Again, that's what the midday show or the How to Trade show today was about. I'm using the 8 moving average, the 21, I guess maybe the 50 and the 200 as well, just to see what's going on in those places. I don't necessarily want to make decisions in and around there, but I want to see what's happening in and around those areas, just to kind of get a feel for, I guess, potential participants there. So sideways chop, pretty much, what is it, 20 pennies above the dollar, 20 pennies below the dollar. It's about a 40 penny range on this Rocket Lab, but slowly kind of trending a little bit lower there. If you throw up a 8 EMA on a 15-minute, that's what we're holding as of right now. Again, that anchored VWAP as well, that's anchored to earnings. We're holding or hovering below that as of right now as well. So I don't know if that's an indicative sign for anything, but that's Rocket Labs. Let's see what we do with this $20 level. That's what I want to work with right now. Tesla still kind of holding sideways here, a bit of a wick on my chart. That I do want to, I guess, edit out right there. The low is not $399. Let's make the low $326.90, because that's the opening price right there. So that'll give us oh, here we go. All right, so the chart crashed, and that's perfectly fine because we can just open up.
You will not believe the information I just got.
What is the information?
Well, you may believe it because we are the #1 trading show, period, in the world. So it should not surprise you to what's about to happen on Friday.
Oh boy.
Over 1 million followers.
Yes.
Peter Schiff will be here on Friday.
Wow.
We're going to talk to him about gold. This guy's been the biggest. First of all, he hates Bitcoin, so we'll figure that out right there. But Peter Schiff right now, I mean, some of the stuff that this guy talks about, rising bond yields, sticky inflation, so we're going to get that continued away on gold, right? So we just talked about that right there as well. The problem is CPI numbers will soon surge as used car prices stop. This guy's a lot of opinions. Go find it out right. See, I'm finally coming around. Bitcoin fixes Social Security. I've got the plan. This might be Social Security. Anyways, you can go about read all this. We're going to talk to him more on Friday. It is Peter Schiff. Million followers. I mean, the guy, whether or not you like him or or his opinions or not, at the end of the day, very, very smart and very, very passionate. So we'll have Peter Schiff coming on the biggest and the baddest show, and that will be the midday, I believe 12 o'clock. That's what I've just been told. So we'll get him 12 p.m. Friday is now confirmed. So that's
another one.
So get ready, man. I just said we're gonna ask Michael Noss about gold.
Yep.
We're gonna ask Peter Schiff about gold. So there we go, man. All right, DBGI, Digital Brands, DGBI, big spike in
DBGI?
DBGI right there. Digital Brands right now getting a little bit of a DBGI. What did I do? NASDAQ, right there. Okay, oh, it's only 13 cents. Okay, so watch out now.
Watch out.
Announcing some sort of a marketing partnership right now. I didn't realize this was so done, down to 10 cents, but this name has a very good opportunity to run. Obviously, it's coming from 50 cents right there, coming from 30 cents down there, sub 10 cents a couple days ago, now trying to go up. Here we go. So there is DBGI news right now, and getting some sort of a marketing or licensing deal done. We'll get more of this information as it comes through, but DBGI right now up 12% and starting to go. So Digital Brands, nice little move right there, now upside. So we're excited about all of this. Okay, that's what's happening right now. I still have this BTCT. I'm only holding, maybe I should get out of this. I'm only holding a little small piece just for fun. If it breaks there, I did put a stop on breaking through 1540. So if that does happen, we'll be out of BTCT. So if that breaks this little level right there, we are out, and then we'll just take $2 on it, but that's the level. 1560, 1540. Actually, I have it breaking 15, and I'm out. I'm going to change that right now. 1539, break that. We're gone on BTCT. So what else are you looking at over on that side? 3 o'clock now, hour of power.
Yeah, it's definitely power hour right now. 3:02 is the time. I'm kind of just looking at some of these large caps, man. I'm like, all right, well, some of the missed trades for me on the day. After that bid kind of falls off, I guess I was telling you, Softy was a pretty strong, and I was like, oh boy, look at the whole market's running, sure, but Softy's catching a bit of a strong bid there, and take a look at this. Yeah, off of.
Look at that.
Would you look at that right there? Pre-market high break right there. A bit of a trend break going on as well. Again, that is super not clean, but again, you get the gist there. Bit of a trend break happening on Softy as the market takes a bit of a pullback right here. We couldn't really get past off of this 21,260 mark on the Nasdaq and 60.35 here on the ES. So. Bit of a pullback happening on Softy. Again, in retrospect, sure, looks pretty nice, but let's see how solid it actually was. If you were to play the trend break, I guess, you know what, if I were to be a little generous, I'd be like, all right, you're getting in on this 428 push, maybe risking to the high there for a pullback, maybe in towards VWAP right there. So that's what, about almost a 2.74 to 1. So just over a 2 to 1 right there. But if you're getting in here and really kind of sniping that position, that risk reward can definitely jump a decent amount right here. So if you were literally to be like, all right, well, maybe I have this trend line on, and I want to take a break down of that trend, maybe initiate the position and get more aggressive for that. Right there, you go from a 2.75 to 1 to almost a 8 to 1 right there if you're trying to be a sniper right there. And the trend hasn't really broken back to the upside. Again, you want to measure that as well. There's that trend. And right now I'm like, I missed this move, so maybe I can get that move for the push a little bit higher. So going to continue watching that one there, but a bit of a pullback happening across the board. Something interesting to watch as well is Alphabet, Google, is pushing to the downside right here, making some fresh lows, not yet. Day lows at 178.78, trading at 79s right now, Sean. So a bit of a sideways action there on Google. Are we looking for the breakdown right here coming in on Google with that market pullback right here? Bitcoin as well, 89.5 is what we're trading at. Almost 93.5s was the high of today. So
yeah,
all-time highs.
Yeah, not happy about obviously where Bitcoin's trading now as we own some Bitcoin.
Oh, you're still in that BTCT?
Yeah, man, but it's not doing anything. Wow. BTCT, no, it's coming back in. We talked about that. Right now, looking for a little bit more. We're still in Palantir, which is a good one. That's the $2 winner right there. And we did not get that SMCI fade. So we tried it, man. We were sitting there. My offer on SMCI is 85s. Got to 82s. Oh, it looks like, okay, we still have this breaker on. So hopefully that breaks. I mean, it just came back in again. We'll take the short on SMCI. Why not? Market coming to the downside. And by the way, if you're joining us for the first time, we're going to go to Adair in a minute. But when we started the show, we were up here. We talked about this play. So maybe it's time to look long. What's up, Adair?
We're going to take a look here at DBGI. I was just reading through this story here in Digital Brands Group Inc., which is now up about 20%. It is a penny stock here. We've got a short float of 7.8%, float of 2.7 million shares, and a market cap of around $2.5 million. So really small float and market cap, a notable short float. Basically what happened here is this company has announced that it has this partnership with Vayner Commerce for marketing. But the thing is, this partnership actually has already been in effect. So this partnership began October 21st, apparently from the period between October 21st and November 7th. So the first 17 days of this partnership, the company already found a 34% boost here in their digital revenue and a 7% boost in their average order volume compared to the previous 30 days without this company. So apparently Vayner Commerce doing wonders for digital brand groups marketing, and they're looking to expand this partnership into email and SMS campaigns. So basically Digital Brands Group announcing the results of its already existing partnership and its plans to expand said partnership with a pretty notable short float and small float in market cap, guys.
Oh,
Thinking,
all right, so yeah, we're still in that BTCT there, and we're still in right now as well. Our friend, anyways, right now Palantir. We really like that stock, but for a day trade, we are out of it. So we are still in this as it breaks down through 60 now. Our best bet, our best bid so far has been right here, but it looks like we want to even go lower right now. OB, so here it comes. It looks like we will, I mean, my next trade should be this SMCI break low. Again, I like the trade. I mean, the market's now trying to break. We're at VWAP. It doesn't look like it wants to hold VWAP. I mean, we can clearly see that. We'll see if it does, though, eventually wind up holding VWAP. But for right now, I like this SMCI break lower. It's too bad we didn't get that opportunity. Well, we probably had the opportunity. We just didn't take advantage of it, of getting that short. So, you know, we missed that. Fine by me to miss that, but at the end of the day, something that we would have liked to get up here around that 2080. So I'm not going to take as many shares maybe now as I would normally, but again, potentially missed opportunity there on SMCI into that short, but we still are taking that. On that. Oh yeah, Disney is reporting. All right, so I thank you for that question there. So for me on Disney, I actually like Disney here, and I know that's going to sound a little bit, I mean, I buy this stock all the time. I haven't bought it lately. We used to, and I asked Brian about this yesterday, Brian Shannon on the recap show about Disney because they report Thursday. And that is that I've been buyer down here at $80 many times right into here. And I still own a piece of it. We were able to get out on the Nelson Peltz bump upside. We still did hold a piece. But again, I think Disney is primed to go upside in here. Look at this sort of happy little face there, trying to go back up on the 50 period just today, taking out the 200. So that was, I didn't realize that happened. So it's a good question. Thank you for asking me this one. I love a 200 period break. I just hear, I really want to buy Netflix stock. It's so high up. I already own a piece of this. I think that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight is going to put up some crazy numbers. And I mean, I just look at the streamer, like look what Netflix is doing. If you're not in, you're not in. And I mean, I think that that's the FOMO trade with a lot of these names. So yeah, Netflix, man, continues to work upside. So back on that track, Disney's streaming. I like the Disney streaming factor as well. So I think they're going to report a good stream number. Agatha has been doing pretty good as far as I know. They just got that. I don't know if you saw this. I'm waiting to see it. The Deadpool, the new one with Wolverine.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
So that is now on Disney Plus.
Oh, no way. Okay.
As of either this last weekend or yesterday or something. Yesterday. So I got an email for that. So I'm trying to see it. Nice. The problem is I like watching movies with the kids, but I think there's some questionable Deadpool stuff. You can watch it? Okay, so I'm going to watch it with the 13 to 12-year-old. I'm not going to watch it with my 10-year-old girl, but there could be something there. So I just think that that's a reason for Disney. So I like the stock, and I still own it. So thank you for the question. I like Disney stock in and around this level. So yeah, that's my thought. I'm going to take out some more PLTR.
Yeah, man, this Rocket Lab is actually kind of coming in there. I'm kind of No regrets, but might have covered a little too much
Probably
too
some
early
regrets,
right
no?
there. Yeah, no, I hit it at the 20 with I guess even more than I had this morning, to be honest. But where is it? RKLB. Yeah, so this I really like this consolidation here underneath that, but it wasn't really going anywhere. But as of right now, getting some strong selling coming in to the low of the range here. Again, we talked about that low of the range being about 1971s. We did get kind of a push into that 1971 area here. What is the low on this bar? 76s on current bar and then 76s on prior bar as well. This is a 15-minute chart, but this is the consolidation area that we've been kind of holding as of right now. So interesting stuff. Let's see if we can take another leg down. Again, I guess I can show this chart over here, multiple frames. Pull this in. Yeah, I don't really have this one charted, so I don't mind. Okay, so yeah, a lot of lines. Let's take off some of those. These are the moving averages I was talking about right there. But look at that 15-minute chart, absolutely beautiful. And I only have like the anchored and the current day VWAP kind of pinned there. Earnings anchored, so we're trading below that. Nice tight little consolidation as of right now. The hourly chart, how beautiful does that look, Sean? So it's like we slow down, the selling slows down, but for the past 2 hours, we've just been consolidating underneath this anchored VWAP, and it looks like we're getting a little weak. Again, like I said, what's the story that's been kind of printed on this chart? Opening drive, absolutely beautiful. We're breaking out through 52-week highs. We break that pre-market high, pull back into that anchored, holds and does well. So there's definitely participants involved there, and a push towards high a day, which was printed at 2254s, and then a break of that trend. Beautiful reversion. I'm not, that's definitely part of my playbook, and I was not involved in that short trade or the reversion trade here of that morning momentum. But absolutely beautiful. And now it's consolidating underneath that anchored there, that anchored again signifying the volume weighted average price, so the average participant's price on the ticker on the day. That's anchored since this morning or prior days after hours at 4:15 there, 16:15. I use a 24-hour clock, so 16:15 there. And we're trading below it. So that's the information that I see on the chart. Let's see what we do going into the end of the day. Now, I have, I took a bit of a bias on it, where I'm like, all right, I'm looking for this to continue lower. But again, that could very well not happen. This is a tight consolidation, meaning that this could blow either way, and it could have a bit of an explosive move going into the end of the day. Or we can just consolidate right here, and it's done for the day. It is only earnings day one. Yeah. Day two is going to be interesting with reference to this level here, because this has been doing a lot of volume in this $20 range. Again, just to point out, we've been trading sideways here for over 2 hours in about 40 penny range. So decent amount of range for Rocket Labs. The normal ATR for this name on a regular trading day is, I can just pull that up, is about 1.29, so about a point and 30 pennies there on a regular day. So we've done about a 40 penny consolidation. So it should be interesting going into day two there on Rocket Labs, but that's kind of what I wanted to show there. Also have a daily and a weekly on watch as well. So this has been a long thing coming. This has been trending since about the low of the year, which happened on April 22nd. April 22nd of this year. So we've been only in an uptrend, and it's pretty much starting to go parabolic now off of this earnings report on Rocket Labs. So definitely living up to its name with that crazy launch. So let's see where that rocket will land if we do take a bit of a pullback. I have no idea. Earnings day one's been quite nice though. Other things that I'm watching right now, people are talking about Coinbase. A lot of these crypto-related tickers, like I said, have been pulling back. So let's take a quick look at Bitcoin and what that is up to as of right now. So Coinbase, what are you saying? All right, so a bit of a VWAP bounce happening right now. Wick low happening right here at that 89.4 mark. We're trading back above 90. So we've been kind of holding above. I guess we're holding above this prior consolidation that we were having over the past couple of days. So this week, let's take a look at the weekly chart as well. Take that VWAP off, and you can see how beautiful, oh boy, this thing looks, Sean. So this consolidation that we were watching over the past couple of months, we were like, yeah, if this trend resistance breaks, we could definitely see 75. That's just the break of that high. Now that came and went. Now we're trading all the way 93 halves is the high, all-time high on BTC. So intraday right now, let's go down to the 3-minute right here and see what's pulling back. Why are some of these crypto tickers pulling back? I have no idea, but Bitcoin seems to be kind of pulling back off of its highs of the day right here. A bit of a double topping flat action after that morning momentum all the way into that 93, 495 I have as the high here. A bit of a push down back through that 90. So let's see what we do relative to that 90. But I'm also watching some of these crypto names like Mara. You can see right off of the open. Oh boy, this thing has been here. I'm done with. Okay, I don't want to do that. Second.
Looking at Mara.
I just overfilled on Rocket Lab, so that's fine. I'll dealt with it. So no, Mara to the downside. It only caught a bit in the morning, right? So it kind of faded off after that all day fader on Mara. Absolutely beautiful action though. Look at that after hours. This was earnings day one, right? So definitely missed trade on Mara as it grabs earnings reaction high by what? By 19 pennies and then sells off for the rest of the day. Oh boy. That one's really nice there. Not really too often you see like a significant level lick grab right there come in so clean, but Mara's doing it today. And Coinbase as well. Again, straight sell-off off of the open. So a lot of profit taking happening here as Bitcoin kind of looks like it might be reaching in towards those 90s, that 100 mark, well within range here. If it decides to go, we'll take a look at it over the next couple of days there, going into the end of the week, to see if that 100 mark comes in. But MSTR, I combined Microsoft and MSTR there. So MSTR, maybe taking a bit of a turn here. Whoa, okay, so that's a strong volume bar right there at the low of day on MicroStrategy. We're attempting to break this bit of a trend here. So let's see what we got in store here. So a bit of a trend break happening on the shorter frames. So let's see if we can get back up into VWAP here. We've consolidated and sold off of VWAP since the morning session and an extension past VWAP going into the last hour. Now only about 33 minutes left in the day today. So let's see what MicroStrategy is going to do going into the close. Bit of a turn here on Coinbase as well. IBIT, what are you up to? Probably very similar to the Bitcoin chart that we just saw. Yeah, right there. So a bit of a bottom there formed at that 50.86 mark. That's the Bitcoin look right now. Nothing too crazy. We've been selling off. So if you've been short, oh boy, been printing. Another earnings name kind of that was on watch is Kava, C-A-V-A. Kava, similar story here, man. So these bit of a slide to the downside here on Kava, pretty much recovering everything that it did off of its earnings report. Very strong push off of earnings. This was on watch for me for sure, is doing some funky business off of the open. So I was like, all right, yeah, next. 172.65's pre-market high, 172.23's intraday opening range high, whatever you want to call it. And can't really even get through those pre-market levels. Pretty much can't get through this as well, where a decent amount of that volume was done in the after hours off of the earnings report. And that opening range low, look at that, bit of a confluence over there with some of those support levels, breaks that down as well and accelerates to the downside. So this, I guess, looking back at it, this backside is looking quite nice there. There was a lot of opportunities right here on this as it extends past that VWAP. So Kava, oh boy, that's definitely a meal for the shorts. I mean, day today.
That's, again, another great IPO name, Kava. We saw Reddit continuously moving as well. Shares of McDonald's moving around. Hold on a second here. Going to find out what's going on. Report from, get ready.
What's happening? Oh, McDonald's.
104 people infected, but this is already known as far as I know.
Has this thing been trending down since that report or just sideways? Yeah, it's been sideways. Since that,
sorry, that's TQQ chart. Here's McDonald's right now. So there's the tick down right there. So yeah, just hearing, I don't know if it's a live, like not obviously it's live, but I don't know if it's already a reported thing or not. But yeah, they're just talking about a couple 104 cases there. I guess salmonella. I don't want to misreport it, but that's what I just heard in my ear there for McDonald's. Yeah, good question there in the chat. What's up, VRO's trades? Why am I holding this? Yeah, it's just not moving. I already have my stop there. So this is about 5% left of this stock on BTCT. And it's just, honestly, there's absolutely nothing to this. I'm just waiting for it to see if it goes back up. I don't even have any offers. All I have is I should put an offer somewhere. All right. Yeah, I mean, if we can get to 19 bucks, that'd be fine. I'm losing less and less faith, sort of, in this SMCI trade. If SMCI might not, okay, we're still on here. Okay, we'll put that up at 18. Here's SMCI. I'm going to cancel everything. So I like the idea, but now that it's 320, I don't know if we're going to need this SMCI break and take right now. I feel like it might just false break us to the downside if that winds up happening. So we'll wait to see what SMCI is going to do. But for right now, sort of off of my radar now, SMCI. But a good name for sure. What's up, Adara?
Deal here with McDonald's MCDs. You can see her falling below this range. It's been kind of trading in all day with volume on this catalyst. The CDC saying that as of November 13th, so as of today, there's now a total of 104 people impacted or infected there by that E. coli outbreak. That's from 14 U.S. states. So I think the last count we heard was in the mid to high 90s. And 13 states. So we added a state, we added a handful of people there. Does not seem like there are any more fatalities. We know there was one fatality announced there on October 22nd, unfortunately, when that was first announced here. So it's been a couple of weeks that we had that initial outbreak, and it looks like we now have a few more people who have been infected. I'm also seeing here, apparently, a woman in Billings is suing McDonald's with regards to this outbreak. So something to keep an eye out here for MCD. There's actually going to be a Montana-based lawsuit against McDonald's related to this E. coli outbreak, but that came out earlier today. Again, it just seems like an update on this E. coli count, guys.
For yeah, like statewide, like any sort of like class action suits. I mean, we'll see. They're going to lawyer it up, and I thought that I read that they dealt with that pretty good. So McDonald's still nice name right there. We have 1% left of Palantir. It's trying to go higher. Stop out 60.80. So put that in right now. Our stop on this trade, I just canceled it, was 62.20. So we're short right here at 62s. We are giving it to 62.20. As you can see now, $1.44 in the money. So 60.81 to get out of the remainder of that trade. BTCT, I just put a silly offer up at 18.50. So if that hits, then yeah, we'll be in that one. BTCT, for those of you asking about that, we did get a question here on what I'd sort of thought as one of my recent positions that I've been in anyways was Uber, and we talked a little bit about that one a couple times here on the show about how much I liked it or didn't like it or whatever. I still like Uber. Like, I think this is going to be a name that winds up working. Well, I'm not even on the chart, UBER, right now. Look, we all of us are all nervous about those cabs, right? So we're worried about it, but is it going to be a non-starter? I'm not sure. But for right now, yeah, not happy. We recently bought some at 80. We bought some more at 72, and we did not get out. So we did not get out when it ripped up to 76. This is going to be a position I'm going to try to build into. But right now, I'm not going to add to any of it. Where is the 200 period? Just waiting for this to get going. Yeah, so see, we've now broken below. That's basically why I added it right there at 72. Now we break below. I think we can now wait. This looks crazy, but maybe $64. Yeah, just trying to wait to see what happens with Uber right now. So thanks for asking, but I'm going to wait on it. We did have a good report from Lyft, LYFT. Hit a button there. All right, Lyft. We had a recent report from them that was pretty good. That definitely gave this stock a little bit of a bump upside there. You can see on the chart, but we started to fade back a little bit. So that's that earnings report. I still like Uber for what they represent, and that's the Uber Eats side of it. They have Uber Freight and a bunch of different things and a bunch of different opportunities partnered up really well with different promotional aspects, credit cards and things like that. So I like Uber. Whenever a word becomes like it's a dictionary word all of a sudden, it's a company, I like to buy that, just like how we're Googling things. Everyone's taking Ubers, right? So yeah, I like the space. I want to get into like technology like this, and especially ones that I think are going to be around for a while. So I like the stock, but it's not at a buying opportunity for me anymore at these levels. I think we got to wait a little bit lower, but a good question there on Uber. Let me know if there's any stocks in the chat there that you guys are looking at that you think might be worth a hold there in a position. So I like Uber. I'm going to try to buy some more XBI soon, and then really just buying SPY on dips. I really like the fact that I can have someone else index for me and just have the top names and hold on to SPY, because if you're just going to ask like, how much spot, like what is SPY up even this year? Like when you're going to look at some of these stocks and you're going to see like, you know, oh, McDonald's is up 30% on the year, something like that. That's all well and done. Where is this for the year? There it is, 26% on the S&P 500. So that'll probably carry into the end of the year. So that's a great year for that. The Q's up even more than that. Where did that go? It was just over here, wasn't it? That's the same percentage points? Oh, I thought the NASDAQ was outperforming the S&P 500 this year, but it looks like they're both 25%. So no matter what you kind of did right there, those are good returns. So I'm thinking about getting some of my money out of these big tech names and being solely invested in, I'm invested in a lot, I'm very diversified, but a lot of the holdings have gotten outsized now. Nvidia, Google, Meta, Palantir, things like that. So I think there is opportunity to rebalance. So I'm trying to do that with a little bit of Uber. I want to buy some Home Depot on dips. We've recently been buying some Berkshire as well. Again, kind of like an ETF. So I like some Berkshire B as well.
Yeah, no, I think Berkshire is definitely one that a lot of people miss as well, but definitely in the top 10 constituents there of both futures. Still kind of, just watching this Rocket Lab, watching Tesla as well. Softy still kind of continuing to the downside right here. So I'm watching that one going into the close now. Again, only about 24 minutes left. 34 minutes left here on the day. So a few more 15-minute candles left to print here. So let's go to the 15-minute chart and take a look at what Softy has been up to. So VWAP, where you at? Right here. So VWAP, we're pretty close to VWAP right there, about a point away from VWAP on Softy. So this thing has done pretty much all, most of the move that I was looking for there for a reversion. Unfortunately, I don't really have that trade, but I guess it works out quite nice there. Some of the other tickers not really working as well. We were talking about Amazon. Amazon here, it did kind of break that trend, but that trend got picked right back up way before VWAP there, holding that 213 level, 213.80s trading as of right now here on Amazon. So not really selling off as aggressively as Softy on the break of that trend. So this is the thing. Sometimes you want to play that market beta, but maybe sometimes you have to be able to find the best vehicle, and that's what I'm trying to get better at as well. It's like, all right, I'm trying to take a pullback on the markets. Markets have constituents. Which ticker would it be the best to take that pullback on right here? So market did pull back. When did we start here? Around 1 o'clock. So look at that selling coming in at 2 o'clock. So it's like almost an hour later. We did get that little bit of a pullback. Maybe that's when that bid kind of started to slow down. We still made a fresh high, though. That is something that you do have to consider after you do feel that bid kind of step off as well. That's what I'm realizing. It's like, all right, cool. You're feeling that bid step off. You're watching that bid step off, but doesn't necessarily mean we're going to start falling off right away. We could still have a bit of a grind back up before that selling actually happens, or we actually shift hands here. Rocket Labs breaking that consolidation low as of right now. What's up, Adara?
I have some more updates here from that McDonald's E. coli update from the CDC. I actually read through the CDC's update, so I'm going to give some information here. Basically, apparently 99% of the people they were able to interview about the outbreak said that they had eaten McDonald's, apparently in the week before they got sick. Also, apparently, it might not be the onions that caused it. The onions were the assumption because apparently 84% of the people who were able to remember what they ate at McDonald's had recalled eating a menu item with onions, but the FDA actually tested the onions, and apparently they found an E. coli strain, but it wasn't the E. coli strain that infected the people. It's also worth noting here, basically, they apparently of the 98 people they were able to find information on, and the total of 104 infected, 34 of the 104 people infected have been hospitalized. 4 people developed a severe kidney-related issue here that can cause kidney failure. And then, of course, we did have unfortunately, the one individual in Colorado who passed away. So here's some updates with regards to that E. coli investigation from McDonald's, which may or may not be related to some onions. If I see anything else, I will let you know, guys.
All right, I like that may or may not be related. So there it is right there. I mean, pretty much a full recovery right there in MCD. So they are loving it, and they are not worried too much about said breakout of E. coli. So we'll wait to see. And I don't mean to be like, that's a very serious thing. They're going to have to be held responsible for all of that, and I'm sure they will be held responsible. And it looks like they are cooperating. So a nice little move down there for, I was going to say for Bitcoin, but for McDonald's as we continue to watch out for that next big move. Let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, 90,500. So IBIT with only a half hour left. Again, thank you everybody for watching again today. Another big show. I want to thank Obi for being here one more time. Obi's here with me tomorrow again.
Yes, sir.
What day is tomorrow? Thursday, and then Friday, and then I think Neil's not even back. Neil's taking
Monday
an extra day off as well.
Yeah,
So he's got,
as well.
he's got Monday going. What's going on around here? He's got Monday coming off there as well. So this BCTC stock, I'm going to just go to 17 bucks right now. If we do get that move upside, I'm putting an offer right there, 16.80. If it comes back up, let's just get out. We're kind of holding this very foolishly right here. We were just trying to see if there was any sort of a pop up there. We have 2% left on this position. So we've already, this is a double up. We got $24 out. We're in at 12. So big move up. Most of our outs were definitely on the way up, 15, 16, 17. Every time it rehalted, especially in here, we kept on getting out on these halts. Some 23s, some 21s. But right now it doesn't look too healthy. Trying to come back in. I mean, great stock. Yesterday up 300%. Look at that. Like 2 days ago, this was a $2 name. So, up to 25 bucks. Not bad at all. Probably worth taking a little bit there as we continue to go. What's that crypto poll at right now? Maybe Fabian can get it for us. Because
Yeah, I can check right now.
There it is.
So
18.
right
It's.
there.
I'm
54 by 46.
Still astonished by that. I'm going to ask Neil.
Yeah.
When he comes back, what would he think this ratio would be before we put it up? Right, so I'm going to ask him that. I'm going to see if I can remember that, because to me, I thought it, like I said, I thought it'd been 3/4 invested there. So you could see, to me, the poll is still live, so you guys can get in there and vote. I just like, if it's true, but like, how many people are missing this trade? Like, there's a lot of people not in this, so it makes me think that there's a lot more room to go on Bitcoin. So we'll wait to see if that means anything or not, but that's my initial thoughts there. So again, good job there for anybody that's trying to hold on to Bitcoin. And if you're just in it now, yeah, welcome to the party. It's the water is definitely warm, but can get cold at points. And there's a dip down again into 51 bucks. That was a good hold. That looks like 90,000. So we're gonna have to remember $51 coming up very, very soon on the names. All right, man. Today is Cisco. Today is new holdings as well. So we have CSCO. Cisco's been on a real nice run. This is a security name again as well. It's not the same way as in it's a Palo Alto or a CrowdStrike, but again, with all the routers and the data and everything coming into play there, Cisco has a big, big part in this AI boom. And there it is right now, 59 bucks. Cisco, great old name, reporting there tonight. We'll see if Cisco can report a good number and surprise everybody there. Cisco well up. I don't know if I'd go long on this name, but 59 bucks with a report coming later on today for Cisco. We've got Adara at the big screen.
As we wind up here this power hour, what I wanted to do is take a look at some of these S&P 500 names moving sharply to the upside or downside. Actually, I just realized they're all going to be concentrated as well today in that electronic technology sector. So a bit of a sector look. And what I wanted to do specifically for the theme for this segment for today was take a look at some names that have been a little bit beaten up as of late and see what they're doing. Starting with Micron, MU down almost 4%. No catalyst on this today, but it's been really weak over the last few days. From what I'm reading, this has to do with a comment from Edgewater Research. We saw Monolithic Power, MPWR, down about 20% on Monday from comments from Edgewater. Then Edgewater also giving Micron the same kind of treatment yesterday, basically raising some concerns about its business. So MU continuing to the downside, though definitely not getting as hit as hard as MPWR has been. Then we have INTC, which is actually at a high of days right now. Only catalyst I could find in this was apparently HPE announcing that it's going to be working on this liquid cooling supercomputing system. This involves AI, apparently featuring Nvidia, AMD, and Intel accelerators. INTC, though, of those names, the only one to the upside. And then last but not least, we have Boeing, BA, actually bouncing nicely off the bottom, but still very down on the day. Apparently, according to Reuters, the company is looking to lay off 17,000 employees. That'd be 10% of its workforce. Also, apparently, Southwest Air, or LUV, sees Boeing strike cutting into its 2025 delivery prospects, according to Bloomberg News. So, BA, more woes, guys.
It's me, says BA. Yeah, thanks, Adara. Good report, good update there. I love those sort of midday updates there. Thank you to Adara. And by the way, it's a puff, puff, pass kind of situation right now because you can see what's happening right now. MSOS. Sharif dropped that news to us, I guess, around 2 o'clock.
Yep.
That
Finally
they will
catching a
take
bit.
the house, I guess, as well. So yeah, I mean, maybe now we push forward with cannabis. I didn't, I always sort of thought this was maybe more of a left agenda, but I don't know what's going on here with MSOS as we continue to make that move up. So what's the timing like, Fabian? What are we doing this? Now, is it? In a minute. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, so MSOS continues a nice little move to the upside. All right, there's that, dramatic move down. This is what I was talking about. This is like the anti-Trump trade, I guess, with this move back in. And we just took out like a lot of lows on cannabis. Some of these names continue to be a problem as maybe it's not on the agenda right now. We just heard that Marco Rubio, I guess, President Trump has said that will be his appointee for Secretary of State. So like it or not, that looks like that's who's going to be coming through right now. Was it little Marco Rubio or who did he talk? There was some guy, was that who it was back in the day when he was throwing shade everywhere? But anyways, as he get ready to go, so we'll figure all that out with China and what that means for China. Let me see what FXI is doing right now.
A bit of a bid on the.
Yeah, it is a nice bid on the market. So we actually, oh boy, there we go. I was going to say, what happened to all my positions? Right there, 2, 1. BTCT, nice move up. We just get out of that one. We do want to make sure that I did talk a little bit about eSignal previously. And eSignal right now, trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to your elite experience with eSignal. Remember, get the best charting available, period. Get those watch lists, analyze strategize and capitalize. Click that link right now for a free trial on eSignal. Get infinite data and instant trading. Charts that change the game. Better backtesting and scanning and reliable real-time data. I couldn't do half the things that I've been doing without eSignal. I love the backtesting, the tick replays, the tick charts as well. I don't know if you look at tick charts over, but they've got there. It's everything you need in one space. Get ready to elevate your trading. Scan the QR code on the screen and get involved with eSignal ASAP. I just love the fact that it's an entitlement-based program. As well. So you want to trade Hong Kong, Hang Seng, any of those different opportunities, you could do that with eSignal. I'm trying to find the numbers here. All right, thank you for that, Owen. eSignal, thank you for sponsoring the show. So I got a headache. I don't know what it...
Yeah, you see that? I saw that this morning. No, scroll even higher. The number's a little bigger.
What do you mean?
That's...
This is top 10 traders.
Oh, no, there was a 4 in front of that. Think, or instead of 35.
No. So this will show you the top. Okay, that's just the NASDAQ. So, so pretty much someone yesterday made $40,000 on the NASDAQ.
Oh boy.
What was crazy moving yesterday? Everything.
Maybe
Coinbase.
Tesla. Maybe
Tesla, Coinbase.
Maybe, yeah.
So this one trader lost. See, we can do math here. So they made $40,000 on NASDAQ, but then lost an aggregate, I guess, of another $4,000 or so on New York, CME, Blue Ocean, Amex combined. But these are the top traders as here at Real Trading. So not OB or I, we're down more in this area down here. But you can see there 7,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. A couple different markets there. There's a Blue Ocean there again. So that is the overnight trading. So you can see that with Compare Your Profits on Real Trading. We are brought to you by and sponsored by Real Trading. That's who we trade through. It's a prop firm that I've been with my whole life, 23 plus years of trading life. I know I'm not 23 years old. That would be crazy if I had a 12-year-old. But okay, so out of BTCT. Oh, and by the way, out of Palantir. So Palantir does break that high. And you just mentioned catching a bid here in the market with only 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, no, I was watching that Rocket Lab, man. I was like, I got a little distracted. That flush finally comes in. And I was short in the 20s. I was shorted a little bit above the 20s, looking for that consolidation breakout. But, oh, man, look at this price action move. All the way slams down to 1942 and then wicks right back up. So pretty much as if nothing happened. And I'm just like, I was waiting on you, but you're not nice. You're rude. Oh, boy. Coming right back in. So let's see. Going into the end of the day here, only about 20 minutes left there. And pretty much back into the range, so nothing crazy happening as of right now. That flush came in. That was the trade that I was looking for, but doesn't really come in how I was looking for there or I got a little distracted. I wanted to be short on the 20s. You can see that I have multiple entries here in and around above the 20s, kind of covering in that low of the range. We talk about that bid coming in the 80s, 1980s there. So a bit of a churn. But if finally that kind of breaks down and I'm not really involved here, I actually flip along to be like, all right, are we going to wick because it started holding again in the 70s? But oh boy, we're coming in a little bit harder here. 1963s here after a strong, almost over 2-hour consolidation is in that range there of 40 pennies on Rocket Lab. So trending a little bit to the downside here on the day. Again, trading below that anchored VWAP as well. So that was kind of the trade that I was watching there. Tesla coming right back into VWAP there. So VWAP is where sellers were earlier on today in and around 12 o'clock right there. So 333s, sellers brought it back down into 324s. 324s being a little bit higher than the low day there. Now we're catching a bid back up into VWAP. 322s. 332s is where that VWAP area is sitting at right now. So good look there on Tesla. People were talking about Intel. Intel is breaking high of day as of right now. So absolutely crazy action there. Extension off of that VWAP from the morning session. So you can see that that VWAP held quite nicely. We're holding some prior anchors as well. I got to go back and see where some of this stuff comes from right here. So that's earnings anchored right there, and that's earnings kind of a level that I liked from that earnings pop right there. And seems that we've been holding in and around that area. Prior day lows confluencing with pre-market lows as well for a push even higher on Intel. And I guess I think there was some catalyst on this as well. I think Adara was mentioning it earlier. Something with the liquid cooling for some of their supercomputers there. What's going on, Adara?
Keep an eye here in MSOS, which is popping here with volume. Actually, not much social media attention on this. That's usually what accompanies this rally. But from what I can see here, based on what I've gathered, it seems to have to do with the fact that Donald Trump has announced the appointment of Matt Gaetz, which Matt Gaetz has then confirmed here as his attorney general for his incoming presidency. Of course, he'll take office in January 2025. Now, why this is moving marijuana from what I'm seeing has to do with the fact that apparently Gaetz is one of the most pro-cannabis Republicans, that his history reflects that. He was one of apparently a very small number of Republicans who voted for cannabis legalization. And so the idea that he's going to be overseeing this process is very promising for people looking for that legalization news. So MSOS getting a nice pop on that news, guys.
I mean, we were wondering about that, so that's a good little report there. Thank you, Adara, for getting us into that. I want to say shout out to Starburst on here. Just saying with some of the trades, he said, you must be pretty conservative with your position sizes because some of the trades I see you win with, you could be putting up huge numbers. Look, I mean, we've made a decision here on the show to not, show the position sizes or anything like that because, again, a lot of us will trade different opportunities, different position sizes, and then we just don't want to have that being what it is. You guys can see the trades that we have on board, and if you have any questions or anything like that about any of the positions, then I think Obi and I will have no problem answering those and trying to talk about how conservative we are or anything like that, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to put up winning trades. Whether or not you have 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, that's going to be up to you. We trade on a prop floor and realize that that is completely a different world than a lot of you are out there trading your own capital and things like that. So the fact that, I'll have a couple million or whatever in buying power has nothing to do with that I'm putting the own risk into this, right? This is firm capital. So there are some upsized positions that do happen. And I just want you to know that, we're here for that. And we try to do our best to try to show you the positions that we really like and, why we're in them and things like that. So I think that's important. This BTCT, obviously, I would love to tell you I had 10,000 shares down here or something like that to make $10 on that, right? But we don't have that. We're trying to trade pretty reasonable. At the end of the day, we want to take home paychecks and things like that, and that's ultimately all that's important. I've often told you that what my winning days are to red days, right? I think I'm probably the only one on the show that does that. And I'm proud to do that. Other hosts can choose not to talk about that. I've had 12 or 13 days in a row winning, and not many losing streaks, but at the same time, and I don't want to, this is not trying to be, this is not humble bragging or anything like that, because at the end of the day, everyone makes their own, and everyone decides how much money is reasonable for them, what their kind of risk appetites are. the purpose of this show was always to teach and train and open up eyes to day trading. I mean, Real Trading is the #1 sponsor of the show. I still do work for them, obviously, and help train thousands of traders worldwide. And that's what started this journey of YouTube and getting on in front of everybody. So it wasn't about like, let's put on you know, the best traders and show you guys what it's about, right? Neil does a great job explaining his positions, so on and so forth. I hope that I do a good job of showing you what it's like to, you know, to have some of these trades. And at the end of the day, everyone's going to do their own. And, you know, we want to thank everybody for watching and keep the questions going. And hopefully we can educate. And, you know, to us, we get those super chats all the time where it says, I started this journey, you know, 10 years ago or 2 years ago. And since I found you, it's made my life infinitely better. Or I now understand this a little bit more. That's why we have Joe on. That's Isatea, like different opportunities here to trade different things at different times. So yeah, that's what we're all about, and hopefully it helps. I've really added some futures to my trading as well, TQs and things like that. So things I'm a little bit better at, I'll use more shares, and things that I'm just starting on, I'll use less. So that's why this BTCT was not a huge position for me. We still made a decent amount of money on it, and I'm proud of that. So right there, that's that, and I hope that helps you understand a little bit about what we're doing. Anytime I have Palantir on, you know it's going to be a decent opportunity.
Yeah, so I'm watching this softy right now, kind of just staring it down. It seems like it's catching a bit of a bounce here on the day, just on top of that VWAP. So we got that aggressive sell off there. Man, I kind of just look. We're trading at 1930s now, Sean.
Yep.
1930s. How crazy is that? And
I mean, you've been looking at that stock all day.
Yeah, I know. Like I don't know. Have some more conviction. Damn, me talking to myself. But let's see. Softy, potential bounce, but again, only about 14 minutes left, guys. So do I really want to put a risk on in the last 15 minutes? Maybe something on the imbalances, but I really like that we're selling off into the close on Rocket Labs, pretty much giving up a lot of the gains from the day there. So what was that? That was an alert for sure here on the day. Oh, SMCI crossing 2045. All right, so that's that alert right there. So there it is. So we can pull that one up right here. We talked about that 2020 being that low right here. Oh boy, here comes 19 on Rocket Labs, and I don't have enough. Once again, SMCI to the lows right here, 2020.
So that's fine.
I did like the trade.
Oh no, SMCI did break.
SMCI broke.
Come on, dude.
But take a look at this. This was at
guy.
the hourly right here. Yeah, earnings reaction low, or earnings day one low is sitting at 2020. We're only about 30 pennies away from that going into the close here. Again, not really the end of the week just yet, but this thing's been fading, right? This thing's been fading, making lower highs. Even earnings action and volume couldn't really push it back up through some of those levels that we sold off of those reports of fraud, and continuing to push further to the downside here. So definitely a lot of bags in this one. A lot of people were getting into SMCI as a tech play with Nvidia, with a lot of these other tickers as well. I want to take a piece off of that as we push into 19. Wow, this is really accelerating to the downside here. 19s incoming on the bid. Let's see how much size is sitting on that 19. Only about 1,000 lots sitting on 19, coming in for the breakdown here, going so close. About a few more minutes, 2 more minutes left until the closing imbalances. What do we do with this 19? Oh boy. That 20, the short off of this consolidation, that was a strong idea, I guess. I got to do better at kind of executing on that idea as we break through that 19, Sean, and we're trading at 1885s almost instantly. Boom, to the downside. Oh boy. All right, so we'll let that cook as these imbalances are coming into a close here. SMCI to the downside. Softy not really doing too much. But yeah, like I said, don't necessarily want to be putting on too much risk going into these imbalances if I'm not already in a position here. But Rocket Labs just giving it all up right here. So RKLB on this one. So the rocket has landed.
Yeah, the rocket has landed.
Went on a day trip.
Rocket Man a little bit there, or Rocket Man, some Elton John there coming through. Okay, good. All right, so Billy Joel.
A round trip.
All right, so we're going to figure this out right now. SMCI. So I just marked this right there. Like that was that breaking spot that we talked about, 3060, or sorry, 2060 right now, as we're all waiting for these imbalances to come out in 1 minute. There's that break lower. Good trade there if you had it. But these imbalances coming out right now, just 10 minutes left. We're going to see what winds up happening. I'm going to just highlight only now NASDAQ and NYSE. So all of these balances are from the morning. We can look at pretty much any stock. We can watch. Let's watch Tesla. Okay, so we'll see what happens here with Tesla coming through with only 20 seconds left. Thank you everybody for playing with us today and watching the stock market and joining. MSOS continues to go up, by the way. It's now up 10%, so good note there from Adara with only 10 seconds left. Here we go. Tesla's coming in. Nvidia as well. I thought there was a little bit of a seller on Nvidia today. Yes, there was. So, okay, let's look at Tesla. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 30.50 right now. Look at that move down. Now move up to $31. Just hit 30.20. A little bit back and forth there. It looks like Nvidia hit right now. Nice selling balance for NVDA. So 2 million shares. You can see that was 146.60 down to 146 flat right now as Nvidia is starting to go. Apple's starting to go. Look at the NASDAQ starting to go. We talked about the short. We talked about getting short when we came on the air. Nice move back into view up right now. Here it comes on the big sells. Apple downside right there. Intel load. Oh no, my charts are going to crash. My charts are going to crash. No, they did not. There's Intel. Wow, $25 for Intel. Congratulations on that one. Win is a name we got out of. Wow, I can't believe where that is. Amazon also trying to sell off, but Amazon's still up that 2.5% today. Good day there for AMZN. It's Nvidia, I guess, the big one here. 2 million shares, and look at that, continuously pushing lower here on NVDA.
Yeah, so I'm just watching this Rocket Lab going into the close here. Nothing too crazy. Nvidia, yeah, sell imbalance is coming in. It's pushing for that day low as of right now, 146. So that's kind of one that I'm watching as well alongside. And 2 million to sell on those imbalances. Apple with a 1.75 as well. So a little bit of a confluence there with two of the biggest market cap names there, Apple and Nvidia. With a bit of a sell side action there. Where is Softy on there as well? I can't really see Softy near the top. Softy also with a 400K sell on the day here. So you know what? That's cool. Rocket Lab, I will get out of that. Thank you. Come again. I just wanted to take it back into that 18 or that $19 level from that morning action there. Sure. Let's see how we do going into day 2 earnings here. Tesla with a bit of a pullback. So it seems like those VWAP sellers still exist. That 332 trading now at 329 on a bit of a sell-off on this market going into the close here. So interesting stuff nonetheless. Let us know what some of your best trades on the day were. We know that earnings names had some decent opportunities. We know that Tesla had some decent opportunities. Nvidia failure to follow through of that 150 once again, and of course a lot of these crypto names moving around as well, both on the front side and the back side of the move coming in to the later end of the day. And we saw small cap squeezer in the pre-market as well, BTCT with that Sean had a banger trade on as well. So a lot of opportunities. Leave it up in the chat, and I'll take a look at them, or we'll take a look at them in a few minutes. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye here on any of these war, I guess, defense-related plays, also oil, anything basically that was impacted by those tensions in the Middle East. Just hearing here, I have LMT up here, Lockheed Martin basically at low of days. I'm just hearing apparently the Washington Post reporting that Israel is preparing a Lebanon ceasefire plan, apparently as a gift to Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump there. So interesting story here coming through. Keep an eye on any of these defense names or anything that's benefited from that ongoing conflict there in the Middle East with that story in mind. Again, Washington Post reporting that there is now a Lebanon ceasefire plan being prepared by Israel as a gift to President-elect Donald Trump, guys.
Was there really that much disrespect for Joe Biden all the time? Like, basically, this guy comes in and all of a sudden, just like Trump was saying, like, he'll put an end to this and this and that. Now he's getting gifted peace. Like, I don't even understand, like, why a lot of this stuff, I guess, couldn't got
bringer of peace.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable that it couldn't get figured out before is what I'm getting at. Like, all of a sudden now, you know, no problem. We could do this ceasefire as a gift. Like, it doesn't, we're talking about humanity here and things like that. It just seems a little bit ridiculous that we have to do this. But okay, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to get too political anymore as we go, but it just seems a bit ridiculous. We did get out of some TQQ there. We got into TQQ by accident and then got out immediately. And again, it wasn't by accident. We had a pending order there. I just wasn't paying attention to it. Comes in. I liked it off this bottom here for the futures, but with only a little bit of time left, we don't like it that much. So we are now out of the TQQ position now. So, it was Matt Gates. So that's what it was. What did he? There's a tweet that he just put out something about cannabis. So I don't know. It looks like there's going to be right about that call there as we talk about where and what to expect with some of these cannabis plays. So it does look like it's moving around. MSOS, CGC, another name there today. If you're looking at cannabis names, this is another name that could move around. There it goes up to 390. So down to 390. Good little look there. If I hear anything else, Disney coming through again. I guess that's tomorrow morning. Palantir, let's see where that's doing today. So a nice move today, up 1.33%, but a nice move down where we were able to take those shares. Now fading back in a little bit with only 5 minutes to go. Yeah, very, very interesting, man. I think cannabis will, well, I don't think. It'll definitely be in play tomorrow, if not already known about that from today. So we'll watch out for MSOS, Tilray, CGC, names like that. So we'll figure that all out, man. But wow. Yeah, that ceasefire thing is very, very interesting. I can't believe we're talking about stuff like that as a gift. But at the end of the day, peace is, I feel like what we should be striving for, regardless of who is in office.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. It's should be uncorrelated there. Exactly. Yeah, what do I know? Above my pay grade there. Nvidia is still continuing to push some fresh lows there. Day lows coming in right now, coming in real hot, only about 3 pennies away from that day low, 145.91, trading at 94s. Okay, back above the $1.02s right now on Nvidia. So a bit of a sell-off coming in about 5 minutes. There's the pairing right there. So let's see if Nvidia got a little bit paired going into the pairing event, I guess. So yeah, it just did. A lot of these names getting paired right there. Apple still with a bit of a 900K sell there. So let's see what Apple has been doing off of its sell imbalance as well. Oh boy.
What's it doing? What's it doing?
Wow, look at Apple off of that sell imbalance.
Heck City?
Do you see?
Yeah, I mean, look at Nvidia. I was looking at Nvidia
That's absolutely
as well.
wild. That's solid. So again, it was a decent chunk
Nvidia, dude.
there. But again, this name doing about I guess 28.5 million shares on the day. So relatively low volume day. That's interesting. So average volume on Apple is 40 million shares. Today it does 28 million, and it moves like this on a 2 million imbalance roughly. That's interesting. That's maybe something to keep a note for in the future.
I think there's some pretty weak names out there.
Yeah, if you're doing less than average volume, then maybe the closing imbalances can push you around a little bit there, perhaps going into the close. So maybe that's a look that I might want to have going forward there. But yeah, no, Nvidia quite crazy as well, selling off aggressively. But have we broken the low of day just yet? So 94s was the low, 91 is the day low right there. So pretty much came about 3 pennies close to it and picking right back up. So the bell hasn't rung just yet. We still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the day. So I don't really have too much else going on, Sean. Nothing too crazy. I was looking at the MSOS earlier as well, and I was like, oh boy, this thing came in. Intraday catalyst on MSOS, and then nice little reversion back down. Doesn't quite get to VWAP, but a quick little scalp after that bid dissipates. And we're trading and shopping around that $5 level as of right now. I wonder if Tilray, nice muscle memory, Tilray, I go to type in the T and then I immediately type in Tesla. And same thing happens with me with names that begin with like an M. I went to go type in MSOS and I find myself typing in Softy there.
I'm out of here.
So,
TQ's, nice little movie. I got to go over to the desk. We have Cisco coming up. We have new holdings coming up as well. Darren Obi. Obi will take you into the close right there. Reddit also moving around a little bit there today. Thank you for a great show, Obi. We'll be back here tomorrow and trade these all over again. All right, I'm going over the desk.
Solid trades, man, today.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Boom. Great job on Rocket Labs.
Yeah, gonna do some journaling later today and figure out where we can be a little bit more aggressive on this trade. Definitely left a lot on the table on this ticker today. Again, earnings day 1, I like. Earnings day 2, I like as well. That breakdown coming in quite nicely here. I guess we can blow this up a little bit and talk about what that trade was. Only about a minute left, right? So do a quick rundown. Opening drive came in quite nice. I missed some of the good prices down here at 18 halves and 18s, but that push came in quite aggressively. Reload at that VWAP right there, not on the right side of the V, so get stopped out for the break even, just trying it out, and then finally comes in. Not as aggressive. That's something I got to work on. Consolidation right below high a day for a breakout for even further. I got to get it. Definitely have to get involved in that piece right there. Break of trend brings us all the way down, back in through VWAP. No real bounce on that VWAP, so that VWAP is done for. Only in the morning session was it respected. Now consolidating underneath very tightly in a 40 penny range for over about 2 hours before it cracks even further, and now pushing even more lows right now, trading at 1876s. So that's the story here on Rocket Labs. Yeah, it was pretty eventful there. We'll go into the close with a bit of a sell-off there, and day two might be interesting as well. But yeah, no, solid trades overall on the day today. We saw Sean with some bangers as well. A lot of opportunity in this market, guys. So hopefully everyone's catching a little bit of a piece there. So again, don't forget our ringing of the bell brought to you by Worksport, WKSP, trades on the markets. There's that QR code if you want to see it. 3, 2, 1. And the market is closed, guys. Almost missed that countdown there. All right, so people talking about Cisco to the moon. Yeah, the earnings season's not over, guys. We still have a lot of earnings left to go here. Again, Nvidia still hasn't reported. There's still some in a few more weeks there. So we're in the middle of earnings season, roughly, with a decent chunk of tickers that have already kind of reported. So market, what have you done on the day today? Pretty much a sideways chop on the market. So nothing too crazy, but something that did do things on the day today was Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, let's take a quick review of Bitcoin before we pass it off to Sean and Adara at the big desk for that market recap. So on the day today, Bitcoin here, we hit all-time highs once again today. So back-to-back days, lifting that all-time high level even higher and higher, creeping ever so close to that 100K mark. We made some highs at 90 over yesterday going into the close. Today we broke out 93 halves are printing at the highs today, trading below 90K right now. So you can see that on a higher time frame. I just go onto a 3-hour chart. Look at this trend, man. I'll take that VWAP off of there as well. If this chart will load. Okay, cool. So right there. So this is a 3-hour chart right here, and a nice strong trend, nice strong leg to the upside here. Again, once again, after we consolidated underneath this trend resistance here. So nothing too crazy other than Bitcoin and a lot of crypto names moving around. Don't expect some of those tickers like Mara and MSTR and all those other names to continue bidding up all the way as Bitcoin goes up. I think IBIT is a better vehicle if you want to follow that Bitcoin move. So without any further ado, I think they're ready for us at the desk. So stick around, don't go anywhere. Market recap is about to start, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, everybody. By the way, hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks to have Adara on the show right now. It's going to be a big one, as per usual. Cisco right now, we're looking for Cisco. You know what just reported? WKSP Worksport just reported. And look at this blast off. We've been talking about this stock for a minute. There goes Worksport up to 105 right now. Nice report coming for Worksport. Q3 revenue soars 581%. WKSP expects to exceed its previously issued revenue guidance, 6 to 8 million by year end. So it's already going to exceed that. A nice move up there for WKSP trying to go. But welcome, everybody. What an exciting show we're going to have for you as the NASDAQ had a very interesting day. Actually, pretty flat, right? Ending the day up or down 0.15. Now we wait for Cisco. We wait for new holdings. That's going to be NU coming. Whoa, that might be out. New getting to the downside right now. We had them looking for 415, revenue of 3 billion, EPS of 10 cents. If we get some numbers on that one, we'll get NU. Not yet, says Adara. SMH, shaking my head, says it. Shaking my rear. Shaking my rear. Oh yeah, SMR. What's going on with SMR?
I still cannot. Ramina and I lost our minds at that.
That was a good one, right? $27 for SMR today, up just a small 9% right there. And again, as nuclear comes more into talk, we talked about what this new Trump trade is going to mean, right? It's going to mean uranium possibly to the upside. So that's a URA. We saw CCJ the other day starting to go as well. Chemical, that could be another play coming in. NNE, another one. Nano nuclear could be a play there, but I like SMR because NewScale, it's been always talked about. It was actually listed a little bit there in the Amazon talk. WKSP apparently still going. 116 right now, up 40% right now. WKSP as that continues to go higher now as well. Cisco, we wait for that report as we just reviewed the Worksport numbers. Congratulations to anybody on them. They've been on our show just for a minute. URA downside. Hey, we have GLD, right? We have Peter Schiff.
We do.
Coming over 1 million followers. Get everything you need to know about gold and his opinion on that. Get his opinion on Bitcoin. If you're a Bitcoin bull, you may not like it, but he's coming through very, very soon. Peter Schiff. Look at gold. Nice little pullback. I actually interested to talk to him as well. I think Brendan will probably do the interview, but maybe we can get a question or so in for him. Where's the pullback going to stop here? We talked about inflation. We talked about the bond yields. We talked about the US dollar. If you come over here and look at the screen, GLD with a pullback in there today. Look, both major indices dropped today, including SPY. It looks like
I have new holdings.
Might be up a little bit there. We just get green there at the end of the day on SPY. All right, apparently Adara, and we'll review the markets in a minute. Adara has new holdings. Looks like it's going the other way.
Yeah, this we were actually supposed to be getting here at 4:15, so a little bit early here for NU. Here, I guess the only number we have here is their sales. So reporting here, Q3 sales, $2.94 billion versus estimates here of $2.85 billion here. I'm going to see if we have any other numbers. Adjusted earnings here also beating by what seems like a literal hair. They reported adjusted earnings of 11 1/3 cents per share versus 11 cents per share expected. So they beat by a fraction of a cent. But clearly investors liking what they see here for NU and that literally fractional beat there for NU. Let's see if we have Cisco here. What is Cisco doing? Dumping like a truck? No? Okay, their earnings are out. I'm going to have to read through this report itself. Okay, so revenue here down 6% year over year. They reported revenue of $13.8 billion. Analysts were looking for $13.76 billion. So there's going to be a slight beat. I think Sean has the chart in his screen right there. So yeah, they did decrease year over year in revenue, but it does look like they beat estimates from what I'm seeing. Apparently, it came in the high end of their own guidance range. Then they also had GAAP earnings per share here, 68 cents. Non-GAAP earnings, 91 cents per share. I was seeing estimates here of 87 cents per share. So we'll see. Okay, so I have the official numbers out coming compared to official analyst estimates because there's always a lot of estimates coming in, but they did in fact
it's
beat
coming back
sales,
in.
And they beat here adjusted earnings per share for CSCO. So adjusted earnings of 91 cents per share versus 87 cents expected. We just went over that. Sales of $13.841 billion versus $13.771 billion expected for CSCO. I'm going to read through the rest of this report. If I see anything, Harry, I'll let you guys know.
Good job, Adara. Yeah, 58.50 right now. So we are coming back in right now on Cisco. So there it is, man. You see the chart one more time for that one. Worksport still going higher right now. Now up 50%. We brought this one to you earlier today. There's the report coming through. Great revenue expectations right there. A penny underneath on EPS, but a good one there for Worksport. Continuously going higher and higher right now. WKSP, good little look there as that's upside. And new holdings as well. Down then up. Little flat right now. So it looks like WKSP going to lead the way here today.
I have more Cisco stuff.
Oh, yeah, more Cisco stuff? Okay, is it dumping like a truck or what's going on right now?
A little bit, but I do have, I don't know how this compares to analyst guidance, but I do have what they have here for revenue. I guess analysts saying what to this so far here. Q2 revenue for fiscal Q2 2025, they're seeing it between 13.75 and 13.95 billion for context. Their report for this quarter is about in the middle between those revenue numbers. Non-GAAP earnings per share, 89 to 91 cents, so roughly what we saw for this quarter. Fiscal 2025, they're forecasting revenue between 55.3 and 56.3 billion, and then non-GAAP earnings between $3.60 and $3.66 per share. So again, not seeing how that compares to estimates, but it's worth noting this revenue and non-GAAP earnings per share looks like it's more or less flat quarter over quarter what they're expecting.
All right, thank you, Adara. Let's go over a little bit broader moves here in the market. So today we did have the CPI print come through, and you can see here, this is the spiders, so this is the S&P 500. We start the day with a little bit of a push back in there, coming back into 595. Of course, remember, this hits at 830. So you do have this move up right here. This is the 830 number, comes out 2.4 versus 2.4, as expected on CPI. Then we fell off the open and came right back in pretty much to pre-CPI level, took off from there, took out the day's high, and then as we said, just closing slightly green today. Same kind of a day for the NASDAQ. Again, they're going to look very, very similar, as many of the constituents are very similar in these exchanges, but down 0.11 today. And part of the reason why the NASDAQ goes down, and it is going to be stock specific, I feel like. I mean, generally speaking, if we're going to look at a broader market, there's many names to look at. You can see right here Nvidia. I feel like that was a big, obviously a big lead on the NASDAQ today, down 1.3%. Google also and Meta both down that 1%, with Google down even a little bit more than that, down 1.51%. Apple tried to hold it up, positive on the day, 0.4. That got going late. So did Microsoft. So basically a battle of the beasts here today, as some of them are up, some of them are down, which is what gives you that sort of flattish day on the NASDAQ. But right now, Cisco apparently starting to move a little bit lower. So CSCO now starting to move a little bit lower. Let's have a quick look on that. To the daily chart. Comes as high as $62, now back into 58 and change. Not good. Let me adjust this down to a 1-minute number. And again, Cisco beat on the top and the bottom. It must be the guide, Adara, sending Cisco a little bit lower. I'm just going to keep checking
the
on
guide. Actually, they raised the guide. It's interesting for the fiscal
They raised it.
2025.
Okay.
So I gave
What's
you
up
guys
with
those
that?
numbers. It's actually above here their previous. So here they're seeing adjusted earnings between $3.60 to $3.66 per share for fiscal 2025. Their previous guidance there was $3.52 to $3.58. So that's an increase. They also increased their revenue guidance here, 55.38 to 56.38 billion compared to 55 to 56.2 billion expected. So that's a raise for top and bottom end of the guidance. Now their Q2 revenue, which I said seemed like it was kind of a little bit midway, actually was a beat. So for their guidance, they're guiding 13.75 to 13.95 billion for Q2. Analysts were looking for 13.74, so they barely beat revenue estimates there for their guidance. So again, revenue beat, sales beat, guidance beat, and then guidance actually raised for fiscal 2024. I want to thank Justin Moore here for the $5 super chat, saying
Perfect.
Thanks, Sean and the crew, for all you do. Truly a blessing. Worksport, baby. I always
What?
tell
You said Worksport, baby.
Yeah, I always tell Ramin and Fabian every time I hear Worksport, I think of Motorsport by Migos. So Worksport, I guess they put that thing in sport today.
Yeah, they sure did. I'm actually going to, whoa, what's this? All right, you can get that off my board right there. Okay, right now, Cisco, yeah, reversing a little bit there as well. So there goes Cisco, bringing it back in just a little bit. A couple of things I want to talk about tomorrow. And again, we didn't go over too much of spiders here as we're nearing all-time highs and pretty much at it again. Tomorrow we have PPI at 8:30. So PPI should be a play again. We'll wait to figure out if it has the same effects on the market did today. Didn't do anything. We talked about what it did early, made a move higher, then fell right back in as some of the euphoria of this move kicked back through, then upside back in. So we have PPI tomorrow. I'm expecting more of the same. David Einhorn right now talking about inflation. So we could get some moves happening in the futures, but it doesn't look like too much right now. Today we had Fed's Logan. The biggest risk of monetary policy is to do with financial conditions, so that they're the ones in control of that, so that should be fine. State of bond yields. Kashkari talked about the flat CPI print today, indicates the Fed is on the right track. So if the Fed is on the right track, then it's more cuts. So that's good for the market. We like when Kashkari talks like that. He's happy with the CPI print, shows that what the Fed's been doing is on track. So I like that one. Outsized component today for the NASDAQ. You know what it was, Adara? It's Amazon. Amazon with a beautiful move today back to the upside. Man, oh man, do we like this stock. This is a big piece of the holding right now. Amazon, all-time highs. Let me just go over here, flip this over to a daily chart. There it is. Look at this from a weekly side of things. I mean, Jeff Bezos, I said, like, I don't know where this guy's going to sell the rest of his shares, but we've already broken through that 200 level. So now I feel like you can safely own some Amazon as long as you're using this 200 area, maybe a magnet. We could visit that again. Don't buy too many shares if you think that if a break there is going to be, catastrophic for you. I think we could pull back a little bit. I would love to reload some more of these shares in and around 180, but right now on the weekly chart, Amazon was down to $85. Obviously, they're back at the beginning of 2023, straight up to the upside. I'm not even going to drop an anchor on this thing because it is off to the races. What a movement today in crypto. So I traded IBIT. They had a huge move today, IBIT.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you that in a couple seconds, but just to a 15-minute chart. This is what crypto did, man. 93.5 to the top side there for crypto. Then the nice fall back in there as well. So right now, look at that. That's the 200 period moving average. Normally, we like to look at this on a little bit of a bigger time frame, shorter time frame for that. So let me go over to a 5-minute chart. That's a 200 period that I like. And as you can see right now, sort of resisting that play, bounced back up to it, then faded. So for me, this is not a long until we get above maybe 91.5, which is the 200 period. And it kind of makes sense there. We'd like to see that break. Where could we stop? This is Binance. So any sort of quote that I'm looking at is going to be Binance related. So if we go over to a 1-day chart, that's going to be pretty useless. Let's go over to an hourly right now. I think crypto, again, 86 and change. That's an area that we've held before. That could be something. And we got a question today. Like I said, the question was to me is, Where do we stop if we break through 100,000? Does it continue to go? Is there a little bit of a pullback? Well, I think the pullback's happening right now. I said a 10% pullback seems to be pretty healthy. I mean, we broke through 80. The next stop was 90. That's 12%. And we kind of blinked at that kind of a trade. So right now, 93. If you drop down 10% on 93, then you're looking at 84 again. And that's a level that Joe and so on and so forth, we had talked about buying possible dips in there to 83. If you're part of us, you're part of Hydration Nation. So let's take a sip right now. Adara will go on the double shot. No, we will not. It's a Party in the USA. I did the Party in the USA song. I was asked all the girls yesterday, I bought this huge speaker. It's like maybe it's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And we bring that to practices and so on and so forth. So the girls playlist, Party in the USA, a big one there as well. My daughter likes The Business. It goes, let's get down
to business. Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, that's one of her joints right there. We have to be very, very careful. You don't want to have anything too explicit coming through there.
Okay, so children, yeah.
So big upsize move there for Amazon. Yeah, they are children as it comes through. And then the name that I was trading today is iBit. You know, let's have a quick look at what I did here today on iBit. Yeah, what's up, Tesla? How you doing? Tesla right now 331. We like that name, that's for sure. Who's over there? Is that Fabian? What's up, my guy? All right, so we had iBit right here today. Good trading on iBit. So we talked about trying to play this name for the bigger move, and that we did. We had that early break of iBit 51.50. We sort of liked that pre-market break. We got involved a little bit late. It probably should have been in and around here, 30s or 40s, but it happens pretty much right off the jump. We had to get involved right as the market opened, and we were like, you know what? I like Bitcoin. It's making that run to 90,000, and yes, it did. Huge move up to the upside right there. 51.50, breaking higher. 52.83. So again, that's about $1.30 as we top out at 94,000. And then we get that very top wick before this happens. We tried to reload it. We actually did pretty good down here again at that 51.50 marker. That's in and around, I thought it was around 90,000. It's a little bit higher than that. Then we break it, comes back in, and it's a good thing we got out because obviously we're not going to hold it now back into $50. We'll see what happens with iBit, but iBit was a good win today for me on the trade side of things. Then we had this crazy runner, the runner of the day, BTCT. We took 100% profit.
Wow. When does that happen?
Never. I can answer that question. Never. Right there, $12 right there long. This out is 24.22, so that's your 100% right there. It did fade back in. We got a little greedy trying to hold out for this, but look at all of these halts. Most of these positions right there, these are like basically 5 to 10% of what we had left. Started to get out on all of these halts, which turned out to be pretty good. I said to Wayne earlier, I want to try to hold things for the moon, just in case we get an HKD situation, but that did not come through today at all. What sectors were bumping, you might ask? Well, that's a good question. Financials, 58% of them to the downside today. So XLF, a little bit of a downside pressure there. MSOS leading the way up 9+% there, leading the way for MSOS. The industrials, we had CMI, we had Roku. Dollar Tree there coming up. That's not Roku. Dollar Tree making a move up 4% today. That's really nice. Molson Coors. I mean, look at the day trade here for Dollar Tree. We're going to find out when they report, but I mean, that's been really beat up here. And I think that's a bad play, actually getting involved in Dollar Tree. Why? Because of China. I think if China, we get some more tariffs on that, most of the products there in Dollar Trees or in dollar stores are going to be Chinese built. So you have to watch out for that. That could be another move to the downside. A name that's going to be reported for us tomorrow, of course, is going to be, I think it's tomorrow morning, I believe, is Disney. So DIS today, again, on the weekly, looking pretty healthy if you were able to bottom pick this name.
Yeah.
Trying to break through the 50 period. Looks like they'll report tomorrow. We'll drop this down again into the daily chart for Disney. Nice move back up, taking out the 200 period. I've said my piece about streamers. I have to look. I'm definitely not overweight on Netflix because that hasn't even popped up in my portfolio. I got to go find out how many shares I have in this. You know, the first time I bought this stock was at $100 when it dropped all the way. I mean, it's so stupid to say that. That was not even, this $200. No, it dropped to, it was this epic drop. So it was 200, my bad, not 100. Like, we saw this drop down, Adara. I mean, look, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. My mouse stopped working. From $672 all the way down to $200 in 2022. Then the bounce started to happen. Now you're all the way back up to the upside. So that's a 4-bagger from the bottoms. I think I'm out of this name for sure. I'm pretty much out of this in and around there. As you know, greed is good, but you got to be careful with it. SMCI right now. Wow. Adara.
RIP.
Yeah, RIP is a good one there.
I don't know how they
Let me just call this up for a 1 minute chart or whatever, because you know where okay, breathe. We talked about this short there on the day, right into here. I wish I knew how to draw lines on this thing. Well, maybe it's right here. What does this say? This is a line. Okay, we'll figure it out. But anyways, right into here, this little line, that's $20.60. We had that trade marked down. How do we zoom in on? I'll zoom in on this for you guys. I can't do any more than this. Right into there, that breaker, that was the low in the afternoon. We really liked it, Adara. We stayed away from it because I thought it was too late in the day. But SMCI, do we have news on this? Because this is making an outsized move that I definitely did not expect. And then what we're looking for is, and I don't think they're going to get delisted or anything like that. I feel like they'll have a report. If you keep delaying your report, you will get delisted. So I thought they got that sent to them today. Letter of...
that was a while ago they got it sent. Now, as of today, they've just said they basically still don't know when they're going to file that report.
Okay, so that was
just an update on the fact that they have no update. So basically no change from what they already told us on their earnings report last Tuesday when they, A, did not report earnings, B, reported kind of disappointing preliminary earnings, and C, told us they did not know when they would be filing their fiscal 2024 report or their Q1 2025 report. That is not a micro move, nor is it super for SMCI.
I know that's a super big move to the downside. Good one there, Adara, as we break through that 2060. All right, back to the talking a little bit here about where SMCI is going. I have no idea. I mean, a lot of you guys are saying down to zero. If they get delisted, that is going to be a problem. They're going to have to get. I mean, we're just kidding about this, but not really. This was just added to the S&P 500. Got to come out. Right there. So all that euphoria about being added to the S&P 500 come out. So when it does, we'll see where that goes. I mean, look, SMCI, and this is the thing about this. This is only March. So in March, we topped out at $121. $121 for SMCI, down into $20 right now. I think there's some value here, but you do not buy this name until you get some kind of clarity. All right, the big dog reports next week. It reports on November 20th. Look at Nvidia, still try to go higher. I don't know who drew this line. It wasn't me, but it's a good one. Bouncing off there, 91, bouncing off 102. So now you're looking for maybe a pullback into 126. My price target for this is 175. We've talked about the PE of just being 33, the forward PE. I think they can beat. When they do that, that PE goes higher. And what happens, stock reacts, goes higher up as well. I think Nvidia is going to give us a big surprise with Blackwell. I think they're going to talk still positively about the sector. We didn't have any pushback from Amazon, Google, or anybody like that. CapEx is still very, very strong. I don't know. AMD is sort of telling the story right now. Look what NVIDIA's at the highs, all-time highs. AMD continues to have red candles and breaking lower. Adara, we should be short AMD right now. There is no doubt about that one. It's going to break. I mean, I like that 150 area. It looks like it's trying to give this up here over the last week. Wow, what about this 130 breaker on AMD? Look out below. Look, all-time highs for this thing. We talked about where SMCI's all-time highs were. SMCI has problems with it. That was still back in March. Why is Nvidia at all-time highs in November when all of these names are almost cut down? Like this was 220. That little spike up there is 225. You're now down to 140 right now on AMD. So not everything is groovy in SMH, SOXL, in Semiland as this continues to go downside. What is it on the year right now? Look at that. Wow, that's pretty pathetic. 5% down.
AMD?
On the year for AMD. So if you're sitting at, it's like I have that discussion with Neil all the time. He's like, you can make money holding Intel. Not holding it, trading it, yes.
Yeah.
Right? Intel's had a nice move back up to the upside, still only $25. AMD, same kind of way. You could be up a lot of money on AMD, just you had to have gotten out of it.
Yeah.
Change since January 1st, Nvidia, 195% versus minus 6%. For AMD. So you're talking about 200 pips. Like you cannot make that up if you are portfolio managing. That's not possible. Well, it's possible, but what are you going to be doing onto that one? I'm still holding a couple thousand of SMCI, says Tash H at 52. Sorry about that.
Hopefully everyone's doing well. Like to be clear, we don't want anybody, to, as Joe puts it, get hit by the advanced money destroyer AMD. We don't want anybody to get hit there by SMCI. It's just, it's really interesting to see the divergence in these performances between these semiconductors. Micron, I mentioned as well here around 3:30 during my green screen segment. That one's been getting hit pretty hard here as well. So Nvidia looks like the lone shining star here, and the rest of these a little bit prodigal children in that SMH area.
I want to talk a little bit about this as well. You had sent this to me. I think this is really important. You know, as we go ahead and watch out to see what's going on with Reddit and things like that, this is the most valuable media brands in 2024. So you could see right here, I don't, like, Google is absolutely a beast, continues to be that. This is not investable right here. Number 2 is TikTok. But as you continue to go to the downside, you know what's missing on here that I think is going to be something, and maybe it's because it's not qualified or classified as a media brand, but I don't see Reddit on here. I think Reddit is going to, I mean, again, it's
It might
a brand.
just not be one of the top 10.
Exactly, it's a brand new company. Like LinkedIn's on there. LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft, so that's, you know, that gets them on there. Look at all the Chinese names: Tencent, WeChat, and TikTok right now. But most of these names obviously dominated by the United States. There's Disney in there as well, and you could merge Facebook and Instagram. I mean, that's the same company with going to be Meta. What was Google? Did you ever have a Google Plus account?
I don't even know what that means. So
Okay, yeah. So good. Oh, you don't
Fabian
know?
does.
Fabian. So that was their try at kind of like. I think it was. I felt like it was almost more of a MySpace. It's like you need to have. Yeah. So. Yeah, like circles. Yeah, that's what it was too. So as you go, watch out for Google. I don't think they're a sleeping giant because I think they've woken up. I sold some Google yesterday, which is Alphabet, of course. Again, huge move off of this base. I really like the base when it has this, but then now I feel like we might be basing the other way. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do have a move down, especially if the NASDAQ gives something up off the top. Watch out for Google. A little bit of weakness. I could just... Spidey sense is up a little bit. This is a big holding of mine. I just got a little lighter on it. Want to load back up if we do get back into 160. You cannot make these decisions if you do not have spare cash. So I want to say get well soon to Chris Bretcher. He had to tap out today, not feeling well, so he'll be back on with us next week. Let's take a drink.
I have some tea left.
I got some tea left there. What kind of tea is that?
Okay, it's what is this? Earl Grey? It's Earl Grey with like a shot of espresso. Wait, no, sorry, I'm wrong. This is my old Earl Grey tea bag left over from earlier, but it is coffee. But then it has like the Earl Grey infusion.
That was something from Ramin.
Yeah, shout out to Ramin, who gives me all of the amazing drink recommendations, and it just tells me to trust them. And they're amazing. And then I make my own little modifications, and then she tries them. Yeah, we're like, Ramin and I taking over the world over here when it comes to using the espresso machine.
And that's a $12,000 espresso machine.
We're gonna have fun with it, right? We're gonna go
Might as well. No,
right?
keep going. Keep going. I appreciate that. Yeah. She's giving me some good. I like that peach tea. Is really, really great.
Oh, that's
what's up to Jackson here in the chat? I want to say a shout out to everybody that's part of the chat right now. Thank you so much for joining again. And he wrote down here, Sean, Reddit is not a brand new company. No. So my bad if that's how it came across. What I meant to say right there, there it is. Thank you, Jackson, for getting involved here. Brand new IPO. So this is a relatively new stock to the market, less than a year old. It just had its birthday back here in April. You look, we could drop an anchor right here. I love how it has a nice little anchor picture, so I could definitely find it. We like to put anchors there at IPO price. This is not going to get anywhere near $58 again, as there's the anchor. But as you can see, a nice move to the upside. And remember, I was talking about the limit there was 16 billion. Well, guess what? Reddit 15.83 billion. I think it's a media company. I mean, maybe it's more of a. It's not really a news. I mean, what is Reddit? I mean, they're bulletin boards, so I would think that they would fit into that category
forum,
for
right?
media.
It's a forum.
Can you look up what sector they've put Reddit in? Maybe it says it right here somewhere. All right, hold on a second here. Changes annual sector. There it is. Subset information sector. Subsector data.
It's the same as like Google, yeah.
Yeah, data processing, hosting. Okay. So at the end of the day, I like Reddit. I think it continues to work. Look, the big thing is this. With ChatGPT coming through and with all the AI right now, there's so much crap out there. Like you can ask, I don't care which one you ask, Perplexity, anything, Claude, any of these names there, Llama, whatever, that's Meta's, anything like that. You're going to get different answers, but it's kind of like crowdsourced. The thing about Reddit is you can get people that actually know what they're talking about. And if you go to the proper forums, like there's a lot of people searching how to fix a car with a certain brand, and then they go and hashtag Reddit at the end of it because they want to get the responses from Reddit, not just somebody that's posted something up on a random website. So there's Fabian. He agrees with me on that one. I like Reddit. Sure, is it a cesspool? Yes. You can find tons of, everything is, right? Is there some value on X? Is there some value on Instagram? Yes, there is, but you just have to be careful with all of that. So Fabian gives the thumbs up. I'm not in Reddit stock, so this is no way a endorsement of the name, but I do like the company, that is for sure. All right, Derek, give us some love here because we only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, sorry. Are we going to do the recap really quick before we do that? I
Sure.
want to look over this this ticker here. Hertz Scrambler here asking about IBTA earnings. So Ibotta here, they reported 94 cents here, adjusted earnings per share. The estimate was 35 cents. So it looks like they beat, but I'm seeing apparently that estimate might not be comparable. Then they did here beat on revenue as well, 98.6 million versus 94.5 million expected. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see this. But basically the issue here, from what it seems to be with IBTA, is going to be their guidance. So they guided here Q4 2024 revenue between 100 million and 106 million, much below the estimate here of 110.3 million. They guided their adjusted EBITDA between 30 million and 34 million dollars. But I can't believe it's already 4:30, Sean. I guess we're ready to madness.
All right, when we have one thing left to do, it's gonna be a roll call.
We do.
All right, look, thanks to everybody. I was just looking at Reddit. They have like Spotify as some of their competitors. I don't know. This is not right. BTCS, that's not gonna be a competitor of Reddit at all. All right, I'm just gonna go over to this screen. We can call up. Let's just see what happened with Cisco before we let everybody go. So Cisco is basically flat. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Cisco, let's just go over a couple of earnings there. So you just did IBTA. Hope you didn't. I bought a lot of shares because that was down. You don't want to do that. Cisco right now flat on that one. The other name that we had was Worksport. We talked a little bit about that one. Coming back in, but a great move on Worksport, up 35% there today. Then we had New Holdings as well, making that move back there to the upside. All right, Rich Naples says it's pizza time. So here we go. It's roll call. I want to thank everybody for joining us one more time today. Thank you so much to Bora Out, Mike Breeze, Juan Padilla. We're back in the building. What's up, Rich Naples? Say hi to my paisan Neil, who is over there in Rome. Oopsies, who's over there in Rome right now. What's up to Sia? What's up to everybody? Come on, start scrolling down there. Thanks, dude. Says Random Oddities. Pineapple Undies is there too. Greg Moore is there. The Bone Broth. Oh boy, I like bone broth. You ever had some bone broth?
A while ago.
Yeah, the wife makes that. Man, if you're not feeling that well, have that bone broth. You guys go, I love that bone broth. I love that soup. Soup is one of my favorite things, by the way. Like
Well-made soup is
soup
great.
and sandwiches. Like Marissa, if you're watching, she already knows this, but like whenever she's like, it's soup and sandwich night, she makes homemade soup. So no matter which one she makes, anything, man, any kind of soup.
Does she have like a specialty? Does she have one that she's like the best at or she likes making the most?
So she made a killer like broccoli and cheddar recently. Actually, I think it had cauliflower in it as well. Some cauliflower. I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on there. Italian wedding, things like that coming through. All right. I can just go on and on. But all right, I love Reddit, says Michelle. Ethan's here. Why not is here. Adira, why don't you say bye to some people right now?
Yeah, let's say goodbye to some people. Let's say the bone broth back here again. We got Easy Peasy. We have Julie Beckwith, Greg Moore. We have Bongzilla, John Vaughn Sowers. First versus Bulls, thank you to everything you do. Thank you to Fabian and Ramin for everything they do. Shout out to Opie and Sean, killing it every day.
There we go.
Hopefully Neil is enjoying his time in Aroma.
Yes.
And also
yes,
Sharif
yes,
and that whole midday crew, Joe Ansatea. We got Reloja Relojes. We have Paco OR. We got John Vaughn Sowers again here. Bright Awakening. Juan Padilla. Henry Chung, the philanthropist Baker. We got Smooth 1J. We got Jorge Ramirez. We got a great team over here, guys. Shout out to everybody for being here every single day. No matter what you are trading, there were lots of things to trade today, and I cannot wait to see what there's available to trade tomorrow.
I mean, if it was Ramin here, we could extend the show a little bit longer just to get her upset, but it is Fabian, and we just saw that bell go through. So thank you, Fabian, again, for such a great show, and you just thanked everybody. So I'm going to give another shout out to Bears vs. Bulls, man, the myth, the legend. Thank you so much for all the support and everybody that's out there supporting us every single day. Oh boy, what a day it was today. Some of those trades were just like, I was on one at 8:30 with that BTCT. We'll continue to have some more fun tomorrow. It's Thursday tomorrow. Peter Schiff coming on Friday. Everything gold. Get ready for that at noon. Thank you so much, Adara. Here, we don't pound it out too much. There we go. Thank you so much. Here we go. Potato.
French fries.
There it is. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. We're back tomorrow. That's Adara at Trader TV Sean, at Trader TV Adara. Go find us right now. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.
See you guys. Bye.